What's up, everybody? Monday night, 9 p.m. It's a special night. If you're here, you're tuned into the MycoGeeky podcast, the podcast that goes deep so you can level up your at-home mycology game. I'm your host, MycoGeeky, and tonight we have a plethora, I had to look that one up, a plethora of amazing guests. It's going to be good. So let me give you a little backstory about how this came to be. Growing cubes and trying to connect with cubensis growers on social media is a pain in the butt. If you're on Instagram, people are getting shut down, blocked, this, that, timed out, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Facebook, same thing. Discord, same thing. YouTube, now that I'm doing YouTube, same thing. I did a gourmet a podcast on gourmet mushrooms with Spencer Shroomery, demonetized. Why? I don't know. It's not illegal to grow gourmet mushrooms, but they demonetized me. Anyway, I'm frustrated. You guys are frustrated. We're all frustrated. And I thought if we brought some of the best minds, some of the biggest guys in cultivation content together, one place, let's have a talk. Let's try to figure some stuff out. Let's strategize. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Anyway, before I do that, I want to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters. I think I got like almost 50 at this point. I love you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are paying my bills and keeping my wife off my back, so thank you very much. Shout out to my moderators on my Discord. It's been a little dicey these days. Appreciate the help. Got you guys in the live chat here, trying to keep things on the up and up. Hey guys, you know, we're running a show here. It is live. It's like Saturday Night Live, right? So if you guys are like having side conversations over there about some crazy stuff, and one of us looks at it and we get distracted, yeah, throws our game off. So try to keep the content relevant, appropriate. You can definitely ask questions to the guests, and I frequently pull those up on the podcast. So yeah, quality. Let's do that. It's like in my Discord. We stay focused in my Discord. We're nice to each other. We're supportive. We're transparent, and we stay focused on mycology. So that's where we're going to be at tonight and every other night. Anyway, might have a special. Here we go. Yeah, so might have a little special guest popping in here a little bit later. We'll see. But for right now, let's get into it. I'm gonna do some introductions. YouTube, great place to go learn how to grow mushrooms, right? 7 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago, didn't exist. You could not just go to YouTube and learn how to grow mushrooms. You can do that now, thanks to people like Willy Myco. He's been doing it a long time. He was doing it way back. I mean, the early videos I saw of Willy's, I think it was like a VHS camcorder. It was like the giant VHS. I swear to God, it had to be the old camcorders. A pioneer. Got to be one of the first guys to say, let's show people how to actually do this. And me and probably hundreds of thousands of people around the world are indebted to him for that service, and he now still runs a wonderful YouTube channel, as well as a banging Patreon. Who else do we got tonight? We got Philly Golden Teacher, the one and only. Artist, cultivator, smooth talker. He's here. He's got god dang 130-some thousand subscribers on his YouTube channel. Maybe at least 10,000 of those are anime lovers, and the rest are trying to grow mushrooms. Who else have we got? We got 90 Second Mycology. 90 is, he is a figure. He is an icon. And he is one of the funniest guys I have ever encountered in this cubensis community. Who else do we got? One of my very first videos, content creators on YouTube that I really loved and kind of connected with was a guy named FunGuyFruits. Over 20,000 subscribers. He's been making videos just kind of documenting his journey, and he's going to be talking about some of the trials and tribulations of creating content on YouTube. And then last but not least, all the way across the pond, just across the Wales border in Great Britain, we have Chris of MycoPunks. He runs an absolutely top-notch Myco Supply Company over there, and he deals with. I brought him on because I wanted to get perspective both on experience he had on Discord and what it's like over, in another country. So, without further ado, let me bring everybody on one by one. First up, let's pull up Willy. What's up, brother? How you doing? Oh, turn your. I think you muted yourself there for a second.
I did.
There you go.
Good one.
What's going on, to the best of us. Nada, man. It's an honor. I'm so glad to have you. Man, I don't think there's anybody that grows cubes that doesn't owe you a debt of gratitude. So thank you for being here, and I really hope that we can learn something tonight. All right, I'm gonna keep pulling. I'm gonna keep pulling everybody on here. All right, next we got the one and only PGT. What's up, Philly?
Hey, MycoGeeky. Glad to be on here.
Thanks, man. You're looking sharp in your yellow paisley jacket there. I like that. Showing a little chest. That's cool.
Oh, thank you. You too. You too. I love your black shirt. It's great. And
yeah, man.
Nice to see you here too, Willy.
What's up, my brother?
Yeah, man. For those of you guys who don't know, these two finally got a little we recognize them, but they got some more broad recognition. They recently were featured in a High Times article about sort of what we're all doing, which is growing mushrooms because we know how amazing they are. All right, next up, 90-second Mycology. What's up, brother?
Well, what's going on, guys? I'm over here in the chat checking things out.
Nice.
But yeah, this is going to be fun tonight. Hanging out here.
Should be fun.
It's good to see you, Willy, PGT.
I feel underdressed, dude. I like the bow tie.
Hey, everybody knows about this.
We love the bow tie, Mindy.
This is signature. Anyone else starts wearing a bow tie, you know where they got it from.
Gotta happen. All right, let me pull on next guest, FunGuyFruits. What's up, brother?
Hey, it's glad to be here, especially with all of you guys, and thank you for making this podcast.
Yeah, man, this should be good. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk. All right, last but not least, Chris and MycoPunks. What's up, brother?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man.
Thanks so much for having me on.
What time is it over there?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
2
which is
a.m.
why I
All
look
right.
a bit tired. So.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I think it's going to be great to get a perspective from across the pond. So
yeah,
this
thanks.
is good. All right, man. So here's what my thoughts are. Since I have limited time with Willy, we're going to start with Willy. We're going to talk about he's like the Snoop Dogg of growing cubensis, right? He's got a long career. So we're going to get into it. We're going to find out things that he learned over the years and kind of where he's at and his thoughts on social media right now. And then we'll pull everybody back in and we'll roundtable this. So I'm going to pull everybody else off for a second. All right. Let me pull. There we go. All right, brother. I have seen some of the old videos, and I've seen all the current videos. Do you want to tell us just a little bit? I love getting the origin story. How did you first decide you're going to go from just growing cubes to showing people how to grow cubes?
Yeah, so that all started with just the message boards, right? Like the Shroomery, Mycotopia, DMT Nexus, all these psychedelic, psychonaut message boards. I had been contributing for a while, and it had just become something that I didn't recognize as the community. It wasn't this all-inclusive, like, let's bring everybody in and teach them how to do this. It was really cliquey, and sometimes people could be kind of mean to, new people asking really simple questions. And I'm like, man, like, this is a community, not just about learning, just about the tools and the medicine, but it's about love, right? Like, and embracing everybody. And I'm like, I just didn't want to be a part of that no more. I'm like, man, like, this is just becoming something I'm not familiar with. And if I was a new person stepping into this community for the first time, and I asked a simple question like, where do I get spores? Or how do I mist and fan? Or where should I start? And somebody just was horrible to me and really mean, I'd be like, man, F this community. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to do with it. So I just started releasing videos just to help people with some of those really simple things that I see people asking every day, just so they could click a video. Also, too, you have to understand, you could be the most intelligent person in the world, but some people are book smart and some people are visual learners. Some people need to see things to be able to learn how to do it. So I think it was just something that was missing from this community. Let's bring the family aspect back into it. That's where the Trip Team family came from, and
Love it.
let's bring that back into the community, that love, and that's been the mission since day one.
Well, man, so the few old videos I saw, I was like, man, this dude had some old gear. It is not like it is now. So I really commend you, because you know, it wasn't as simple now. Now you can just grab your phone. You can make content on your phone, man. It's like, if you're talking about making content and you're not making content, then you're just talking about making content. But back then, it took some work. So I commend you for doing that. Not to mention the fact that, man, there is a real intelligent move to go, man, by your like 400th time somebody asks you how to do a basic thing, your wheels just said, hey, there's got to be a better way to get this information out there. So that's great. You really paved the way for that. And pretty much everybody watching right now thanks you for that, for sure.
Appreciate it.
So that's how you got into it. What have been some of the struggles?
Yeah, so when I first got into it, so I had just graduated with my master's in organic drug synthesis, and I was working for a pharmaceutical company. Okay. So I was doing the videos just on my spare time, just to help. And I actually, when I first started recording, I was using a video camera that I had borrowed off my mom, and I also was using an iPad, out of all things. And that's how I started the first couple videos. But as I started releasing videos, all my eggs were in one basket, YouTube, right? And I was releasing everything from synthesis to mycology videos to everything, thinking that there was really no issue with it, right? Because it's educational. I'm teaching people. And one night, 12 o'clock at night, I still remember, YouTube came in, hit me with 3 strikes all at once, back to back within 2 or 3 minutes, and terminated the channel. And now the only thing I had left was my Patreon, which I wasn't really putting a lot of effort into because I hated the fact of having to put my content behind a paywall, right? And I also only had Instagram. Luckily, my Instagram was large, so I was like, all right, we can figure this out. So we sat down, and you know, it sucks to lose a channel that had, I think at the time, it had like 60,000 subscribers that I had been working on for a couple years. Man. And not only that, but I didn't have all my videos backed up either. So I lost a ton of videos, and I was able to recover a portion of them, but a lot of them I'll never get back. And a lot of those videos, a lot of money and time was dumped into some of those videos.
So you didn't even have access to anything you anything you uploaded. Oh my God.
Nothing. Everything was my video library was completely gone. At least with Vimeo, when they shut you down, they give you an option to click a link to download all your videos.
Oh, okay.
But YouTube, I don't know if they do that now. But back when my channel got shut down originally, they didn't do that. So gotcha. The struggle was, where do we fit in as a community, right? Because this is something obviously we love and care about. We love mycology. We love what psychedelics stand for and mushrooms stand for. But where do we fit in on this social media aspect? Like, we're not really accepted anywhere as a community, whether it's YouTube, Instagram. And it sucks because we kind of need these platforms because this is how we reach the audiences that we need to reach. We have our own websites. We have things like that, but none of that has the reach that Instagram has, or that TikTok has, or YouTube has. All these platforms have millions and millions of users that we could easily access and get our information and our videos passed along to. So when they say we don't want you here, there's not much we could do about it. At first, I was really upset about it, But we also have to understand, and I don't think this is right. I believe it's a freedom of expression, artistic freedoms, freedom of speech, freedom of your religious beliefs, whatever you. But they're a private company, so if they want to kick you off, there's really no recourse. It's not a public company; it's owned privately. So they could pick and choose, and when you sign up on an account, you agree to that. So there's been companies that have like, you know, came along like Minds, right? Great. I think it's a great idea, but the company, just the platform, the operation of the entire thing just is terrible. So, and
I tried it. Yeah. It didn't. It wasn't quite. It tried.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like I understand they're trying to mimic Instagram, but it's never going to be the same as Instagram. So it's like, how the thing is, so the trials come with molding as you go along. You have to figure out, how do I maneuver? How do I walk that fine line without stepping over it? And
100%.
I've found the right way to do it. So I'm very lucky, but it took a lot of times of being shut down. It took a lot of times of getting banned from different platforms and sitting down with my team and stuff like that. But luckily, I've been able to find the right balance, and I can share that with you guys when we get into it.
Yeah, man. So I noticed, and I mean, so I got right over here, I got my grow tent, which is completely dialed in. I didn't have to put any thought into it, thanks to one of your videos, because I watched your video and I said, yeah, all that makes absolute sense. We're gonna roll with it that way, and it's great. And that is what I love about the community when we're doing what you're talking about, which is when we're talking to one another. We just help everybody out. Like, man, if you try something for a year and you finally figure out the trick, just tell people the trick, right? It's no big deal. And it's going to be good for us, because if we do figure out how to grow our community by walking those fine lines and knowing exactly what we can and can't do, the bigger our community gets, the bigger our lobby gets, and the bigger we can advocate for ourselves, and that world where we don't have to wear face masks can come true, and that is going to be a great day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm. Yeah. Absolutely right. You know, it's not easy making this type of content, and you know, it's really discouraging when these platforms hit you, and we see it happen to everybody, even you know, vendors that are just selling supplies. They're getting shut down, and people that are just doing this as a hobby, they're not even creators or what people call influencers or whatever the fuck that means. But like, it's literally, they'll shut down anybody that has the name Myco this or Fungi that, or they want to hit all of us, just because they think we're a bad image for what they want.
Although of recent, I feel like that's sort of simultaneously changing and still the same. We're still getting shut down all the time. We're still getting demonetized. We're still getting our account suspended, while simultaneously, like, everybody and his brother is saying the word fungi or lion's mane or this or psilocybin, right? Like, it's on the tip of everybody's tongue right now. And yet I personally have not witnessed an easing up of that censorship that has been going on for so long. So that's frustrating. Hopefully that'll change soon. So yeah, let's bring everybody in and let's start roundtabling just some of the tips and tricks, you know, things to do, things that'll definitely get you in trouble, and just try to learn from one another here. All right, I'm going to pull this overlay off. All right. Here we go. And all right, guys. Okay, so as Willy said, it's a fine line. I think all you guys can agree. It really does feel like walking a tightrope sometimes, and testing the waters all the time. So I'll start it off with this. One of the things that I noticed on Instagram right away was if you showed a fresh growing mushroom, you were much less likely to get in trouble than if you showed a dried mushroom. The minute it was dried, it was somehow, that was the taboo mushroom, even though it's the same damn mushroom. Have you guys found this to also be true?
Well, I'll speak first. So what I've learned so far is I finally had some of my Instagram posts flagged as harmful or dangerous or whatever. And I went through and I looked at my hashtags and I was using hashtags like, oh, magic mushrooms, oh, psilocybin therapy. So I really think it comes down to people who follow these hashtags and just see stuff they don't like and they report that post. So the only hashtag I use now is just hashtag 90-second mycology, just to keep it safe. And so far, I've had no issues.
So I just want to jump in real quick. So we actually have a Tryptine family member that actually works for Meta, and they do moderation for Meta. I just got Brown Treasure, the company, his account unsuspended the other day. Like, so I'm able to help people here and there. They could do it here and there. And what they told me was he's right. So the hashtags, right? So if we hashtag Cubensis, hashtag Pinellia Sciences, hashtag Cultivation, these are all flagged in their AI system. So like they have a system that automatically recognizes those hashtags. So if you type in hashtag Willy Myco or you type in hashtag Tryptine Family, those are banned hashtags. It will say these hashtags have been banned. So if you use a hashtag enough and it gets flagged enough time, they just end up banning the hashtag itself. And these hashtags are what brings attention to your account.
Wow. Well, you're infamous, dude. You are.
See, I caught on to that real quick. So I'm like, no more hashtags. And the thing with YouTube is, so we're going to get into it more, I'm sure, but I've noticed on YouTube that every time I went through the stupid appeal process through Creator Studio, they go, we can't tell you any extra details. We can't tell you this or that.
Right.
All we can say is, watch your metadata. So I'm like, you mean my tags, my title? They go, yeah. So now if you look at all the mushroom creators out there, we're all trying to use tags now. Like, if you search, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Fresh Cat Mushrooms, Tony. If you can view the page source, Control F, the word keywords, and you'll find tags. All these mushroom creators now use the same tags. It's like camera, upload, free, entertainment, nothing to do with anything about mushrooms. And so far, I think that saved a lot of people. It's all about metadata, titles, and hashtags.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even use any of that stuff. Maybe that's helping me out. I don't know.
I'm on the fence. I don't know if we should leave it blank. Or, it's like, does it help? Does it not help? I don't know.
I mean, it's got to help.
And the thing with YouTube, and it's the same with IG, right? IG they third party their moderation, right? So like they don't actually have a customer service or client service department where it's actually a third company that does all their moderation. Same thing. So YouTube, if there's an issue with YouTube, like they demonetize you or you put in an appeal, they won't give you no information on what was wrong with your video. They'll just say that it violated their guidelines and terms. So they're not even guiding us in the right direction. Okay, let me stay away from this in the future because this was an issue in the past. So they don't give you any guidance as far as what to do right for your next videos that might be coming out. What should you edit out so that it doesn't cross that line or create that issue?
Right. So am I the only one in this bunch? I'm the only one who's been demonetized so far officially, who's here right now?
No. I mean,
like, currently right now.
Yeah, currently right now.
As soon as 2023 hit, I got just full on banned. They didn't give me a specific video. They said you cannot appeal. They're just, your whole channel is not good for advertisers, even though we have, Cardi B and you can watch people getting killed online in the Middle East.
The cannabis channels.
Right.
Don't forget the cannabis channels. They're still monetized.
So what did you do different when you restarted a new channel?
Well, when I started my channel, the first couple of strikes I got, I had a lot of comments saying, well, maybe you just need to say gourmet. So I started saying gourmet. I started dropping the tags. You know, I tried to be as PC as possible, but they just came back. 2023, they had a whole new shift, and immediately just like, bam, everything's gone.
Wow.
Like they didn't delete the channel, but there's no recourse anymore.
Yeah. So I got my first channel. I've told this story in the past. I don't know the exact numbers off my head, so I'm just gonna give roundabout numbers. But my first channel, the Willy Myco channel, got demonetized at the end, but they still were running ads on my videos, but just not paying me.
Yep.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Of
So
course they
Well,
were.
and that's the
I was
irony is
still,
that they say it's not good for the community because of community guidelines. Advertisers don't want your videos, but they could still advertise. So it's
yeah.
100%
So
hypocrisy.
I went into we could see everything through analytics, right? Like so AdSense analytics and stuff like that. And on my first channel, I ended up making within 2 years, it was like $180,000 in ad revenue, and out of that,
Nice.
I made $16.
Yep.
Jesus.
You know, so and even with my current channel, it's a large channel. I'm demonetized. I didn't even appeal it because I don't care. I'm not here. I don't want to make money off YouTube. Like it's like I'm just so over it because they could take that away at any time. I learned my
Anytime.
lesson from the first time. I can't pay my bills or my employees or pay for my stuff on that because you don't know if it's going to be there next month.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to figure out other ways to keep this going, and that's where Patreon comes in. And Patreon's actually they're probably the most accepting platform for creators like ourselves.
Yep.
Do you guys worry that Patreon will just be the next in a string of people to tear things out from underneath you?
So that's a good question. So I actually have a liaison at Patreon because my channel is one of the largest Patreon channels on the entire platform. And I actually got an award from them recently, and they gave me some stupid trophy thing, but like they gave me a liaison that I could contact if I ever have any issues. And
Nice.
I've spoke with this person many times, and the way that he explained it to me was they're very happy that I'm on the platform. As long as you're earning money for them, that's really where their motivation is at. It's not, and there's certain lines you can't cross, but like I've never had one issue with Patreon other than one time I wrote giveaway. I was doing a giveaway and I wrote giveaway on my Patreon thing, and they blocked that post, and I had to reach out to them because you're not allowed to do giveaways through Patreon.
Same here. I did a giveaway on YouTube, and I had to dive into a legal rabbit hole. Like, there's a whole extensive legal progress. You can't just say you're giving something away. It's extensively legal and complicated.
So I saw now if you Patreon allows you, they're testing this to upload directly to Patreon and cut out the Vimeo middleman, as long as you're not set to be 18 plus. So if your Patreon account is set to be 18 plus, you don't have that option right now to upload directly to Patreon. You still have to go through that Vimeo middleman, and so Vimeo takes their cut, Patreon takes their cut, and then if you add merch through Patreon, it's an even bigger cut.
Right.
So it's like where's it going to end where the whole Myco community can just come together? And I brought this up when I was on the Psilocybin Tribesman podcast. We all talked about it of like, why aren't we all contributing to like somebody to help build us like a social media mushroom app that we can somehow monetize and get creators like us to join together? Because obviously we're all here because everybody has their own taste in content. People like different personalities, PGT, FunGuyFruits, Chris, MycoPunks, Willy, and MycoGeeky. Everybody, some people enjoy one or the other. And it's like we should try to band together and create this, but it's going to be an uphill battle. Because I bet you even then they're going to be like, what are you guys building this app for? What are you showing on it? Like POP knows.
Another thing too is like something like IG is one thing, but something like YouTube, I've looked into it through the first channel. It's so extremely expensive to build something like YouTube
Oh, yeah.
because of the video hosting
Yeah.
memory.
Oh yeah.
So you
We got to
actually
get
need
into
to have
Rumble too.
servers
We got to talk about that.
to do stuff like that. Rumble is a very interesting new thing. The only thing I don't like about Rumble is it seems like a very right wing thing,
Political.
but
Oh.
exactly. And I don't really get into politics and all that stuff. Like, but it does say it's censorship free, and you could advertise, you could monetize. So it might be an option for us. I brought it up recently on Instagram, just saying, hey, maybe check it out. I don't know, play around with it, see what you guys
I
think.
linked. You can link your YouTube channel to it, so I did that right now at least, just so the presence starts to become known.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
that's one of the issues with, with a lot of the sort of these smaller free speech social networks is that they just very quickly become a cesspit. And, obviously, with you guys creating content constantly, it's you've already got to put so much effort into other platforms already. And sometimes I think when you're thinking about where you're going to put your effort and your time, it's really difficult to work out what sort of platform is even useful for you. And also if the audience just isn't there, it's how do you reach the right people on those sorts of those new platforms? It's just it's a headache.
I mean, but at the end of the day, YouTube is the largest search engine on the planet. So you're never. We can all pool $1,000, $100,000. You are never gonna beat YouTube. So I think I like what Willy does is he maintains a YouTube presence, but it's also it kind of acts as an advertisement for. If you like this content, I have more content, and I can do more with my content on Patreon.
That's what we all need to do.
So this is the fine line. So this is just because I want to make sure I share this with everybody before I do have to go. Like I said, when I first started doing this, I hated the idea of a paywall. It was actually the fan that brought it. The fan brought it up to me and was like, "Why don't you open a Patreon?" I didn't even know what a Patreon was. And after I got demonetized, I said, you know what, let me do it because this is expensive, and I need to keep things going, and all the money goes back into creating new content and doing new things. So I'm like, all right, I opened it, and we sat down, and this is what I did. So my YouTube won't show any start to end cultivation where I'm harvesting fruits, where I'm showing tons of fruits, things like that, where I'm extracting DMT or anything like that, because YouTube will hit it. So I try to keep all my videos on YouTube as basic educational mycology or synthesis videos, like how to make LCs, how to do agar, how to do make a shotgun fruiting chamber, how to make a monotub, whatever the case may be. But I don't actually show me cultivating in there. If you want to see that, you have to go to Patreon. And the way it's set up on Patreon is I'll put the video up on a post, but after that, it just goes into my complete library where it's a bunch of links that are all categorized, where you could just watch hundreds of videos that are uncensored. But even on Vimeo, those videos are private. So you have to have that link to be, you can't search me up on Vimeo or any of my videos. You have to have that link because Vimeo will shut you down also.
Okay.
I got shut down through Vimeo because before I used to just upload them on Vimeo. I'm like, you know what? I'll just put them up there. Everybody could go watch them. But Vimeo one day just hit me and kicked me off the platform as well. That's how I knew about they let you download your videos after they kick you off. So I have a private library on Vimeo, and then that is all in links that you could get through my Patreon. And every time a new video comes out, it gets added to the library. And that's how I walk the fine line. Like all those uncensored videos, them step by step, start to finish, are in the private library on Patreon. All the more toned down stuff is on YouTube. But I will never release. You know what? If I wanted to release my library on YouTube, I could get it up there. I'll get millions and millions of views really fast because of the content. But I know eventually YouTube's going to shut me down because I'm showing the cultivation of mushrooms on my YouTube channel. It might be a month, it might be a year, but eventually they're going to get me. And I don't even want to deal with that, so I just don't even put it up.
Now, so you had that run-in with Vimeo. So do you still use them to host videos, or through Patreon, or do you use somebody else?
I do use Vimeo. Just all my videos are in a private library on Vimeo.
I see.
They're
So
not
you didn't
public.
you didn't make them public. Okay.
No,
That's the trick.
I didn't. They're not public. So they're all private, and then they're all on Patreon in the private library. So you could click
Nice.
on the link and you could go watch the video. But if you search it on Vimeo, you won't be able to find it.
Gotcha.
Well,
All
so
right.
what I was going to bring up was, we're talking about money and like how do we get how much it would cost. I think a lot of people, when you already have a following, if we all brought the followers together, like say if we all somehow did move to a new platform, we all have a following to where we could advertise ourselves as we already do, like Willy, how you used Willy's World to advertise Patreon, and it's like, I know it costs so much money to build something like that, and it's just, I think eventually, like mushrooms, okay, psychedelics are becoming legal in different states and all of that, but I don't think YouTube is ever going to budge on that for some reason, because we still have these
Well,
cannabis channels that are monetized. And
yeah.
it's like, what's wrong with
Yeah.
us?
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I've seen over the years YouTube lighten up on the cannabis channels, but not to the point to where it's like completely open. It's like the same thing, right? Firearms are legal, right? Like that's a constitutional right in the United States. But now they're hitting the firearms channels that have been monetized for a long time as well, and they're giving them weird restrictions, like you can't show yourself inserting a clip into a firearm, or you could only show you using it and reviewing it, but you can't show the function of it, like things like that. And that's how it is. They have these very finite details that you can't cross, and it's like, but they don't tell you what those details are, so it's like you don't know what's right, what's wrong. Like, and I know I PGT and me, like once you get to 100,000, you get a plaque, the play button, right? But for us, they're gonna deny that play button. They're not gonna give us that play button because they could pick and choose who they want to give that play button to. And also, when you request the play button when you hit 100,000 subscribers, they review your channel, and it brings attention to your channel. And if you have anything on that channel that you don't want them to see, or be brought to the light, they're gonna find it then, and they could shut you down just because you requested something you earned and your supporters earned. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a really messed up situation over here on YouTube. But like MycoGeeky said, what do we all say when we're trying to learn something, right? Well, just YouTube it. YouTube's
YouTube
in
it.
our vernacular
Google
now.
it.
It's part of who we are. Google it. YouTube it.
Google it leads
and-
right to YouTube, same company.
Exactly, and it's like, so YouTube's not going nowhere. It's the largest base of people if you want to reach mass audience. And even if we create something, like I said, it's ridiculously expensive, and it could end up like Minds, where we have something up that we could upload videos and pictures to, but at the end of the day, the functionality, the user interface of it just might be so shit that nobody really wants to be a part of it, and we just dumped all that money, and there's no recovering them funds. We just took that money away from our people that support us to invest in something that was going to benefit them, and we kind of flopped on it. It's a difficult thing.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just not going to beat YouTube. It's just too big. It's too massive. It is too iconic. You just got to know how to use it. What can you do on it? What can you not do on it? And like you said, Willy, you just don't show the active grow. I forget what video it was where I was like, oh yeah, this was a conscious decision because he's sort of saying, and then you would do this rather than show it. And I'm like, obviously he's figured out that if there were actual fruit sitting in there, that's the line that gets crossed. So you know, talk. It's like in Hollywood they say show don't tell, but in this case you kind of want to tell and not show.
Exactly.
Now, so rookie mycologist, he's a 420 guy, but also documenting his journey in growing mushrooms. He was just in the chat talking about like he knows he's going to get demonetized. He just doesn't. That he's going in knowing that's going to happen. He's just still trying to create the content. He still knows how to use that platform to generate interest and finds other ways to generate revenue and whatnot. So I think that's worth pointing out. Instead of going, because I hear you 90, I know they just hit you so hard, and I'm not looking forward
Oh.
to the day when that happens. But you
That
can't give up on YouTube. It can still be used as a tool, I think.
No, so that just made me think of something. So, we were talking about metadata, hashtags, and stuff. In the early days of my videos getting flagged, when I would try to appeal it, they would tell me that it was flagged by the community. So to this day, I still think, is it a mixture of AI, metadata, or whatever? But then haters just reporting the video because Uncle Ben
probably
Tech
both.
sucks. They're
It's
like, oh,
probably
we hate
both.
Uncle Ben Tech, but really, what makes the Uncle Ben Tech fail is bad gas exchange and bad syringes. Whereas a bad syringe might be able to take off in a grain jar with great gas exchange, and that wet rock can kind of evaporate or whatever. As long as you have good gas exchange, just like a regular grain jar, just like a filter patch bag, unicorn bag or generic one, and you need a good syringe. A lot of people are on Reddit buying these syringes made with toilet water. That's like my favorite phrase. The syringe is made with toilet water. It's full of fecal flakes. And they go, oh, why did my bag rot? But I shot it into some BRF too and nothing happened. And it's like, BRF sucks and Uncle Ben sucks. But no, it was the syringe source. So it's a bunch of factors. But I think it could be people also reporting our stuff as well who just don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I don't know the
and
truth.
that's a thing too. Like, so there is report bots and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate to what it is, but like that's never gonna stop. There's always
Never
gonna
gonna
be
change.
people like, man, when you get any type of status, even when you're first starting out, you only get a couple thousand followers or whatever. When you're first building your brand and what you're doing, the negativity is gonna come with the love, and it's just something that happens to every single one of us, no matter how good we are, how much we give back, how much we do. You're always gonna get that negativity because one, either people are just trying to get a reaction, or two, people are just upset that they didn't do what you're doing, and we never know what the reason is. And I just, I try to be kind to everybody, and I say, even if you don't like me, I love you, right? And that's like my favorite thing to say, like, because at the end of the day, I have no ill will or bad feelings towards anybody. I'm here to make this community a better place. And it sucks that people report stuff just because they're jealous, or just to piss you off, or just to do whatever. But that's
Because they're
kind of
bored. Some of these
kind of
people just bored,
world we
man. They
live
got
in.
nothing else to do. What
There's
can you
always
do?
a hater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it too. There's always a hater. There's always someone who's jealous. Oh wow, this guy's actually making Uncle Ben Tech work. Well, dislike, report, flag.
Right.
This guy's an idiot, even though it worked.
I think
Yeah.
it's probably worth, I mean, I've always kind of taken the approach that, like Willy said, are always going to have people reporting your content, but I've always made a point of not ever even recognizing that happens. Because I do think it's kind of like when you're arguing with a sibling, it's like you don't really want to recognize it and it will calm itself down. I think the more that you publicly recognize that people can report your content, the more it just highlights the fact that people can report your content.
Yeah, I stopped doing
Just-
that.
just
early on.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's like,
Don't
No.
give them any air.
Yeah, I don't acknowledge negativity or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just a common thing. It happens to every single one. You'll see it when you get to a couple thousand. Then when you get to 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and 60, it just keeps growing. It gets more frequent, right? But there's so much more love than negativity out there, and that's the thing. You just got to keep pushing,
Yeah.
and hopefully these platforms are smart enough to see the people that are reporting it are doing it for the wrong reasons, right? It's not because anybody's being harmed or anybody's at risk. It's that they're just doing it because of jealousy or envy or whatever the case may be.
And I
yeah,
mean,
I believe in karma. So like, you do good things happen, and if you're doing stuff for the wrong reason, then bad things will happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris of MycoPunks here, he, speaking of doing everything right, he had a very upstanding Discord community thriving, thousands and thousands of people, and absolutely out of the blue, this gets shut down. Do you have any, have you got any clue how that came about. Speaking of haters, do you think somebody reported you? Do you think, like, how do you think that hit their radar, and why do you think you got shut down?
I mean, you know, we've got sort of, you know, we've got a few competitors and stuff in the UK. So, you know, I've worked in a few different industries, and the mycology industry in the UK has been surprisingly cutthroat. You know, we've kind of, you know, we've had issues with various different people over the last 2 years. But, you know, ultimately, it's like one of those things, isn't it? It's like, did someone do it? Did someone not do it? Was it an algorithmic thing? Was it not an algorithmic thing? I think, you know, the thing that, the only thing that I feel annoyed about is the fact that I didn't, we moved over from sort of putting more effort into Instagram to having a more two-way conversation with people, like, you know, actually trying to create a bit of a community, and it was beautiful. You know, it was like, it was everything that the Shroomery could have been if people weren't assholes. It was like, it was just, it was I love the people in there, and I still love the people in there, and it got kind of taken away, and I didn't see it coming. That was the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, I assumed that Discord was kind of like, you know, had that there was some leeway there when it comes to those sorts of conversations. Yeah, exactly. And we're like, you know, as a company, we're really strict, like with the separation between sort of psilocybin stuff and the products and stuff that we sell. So, you know, I'm kind of really lucky that my best friend Dan from Orangutan Trading Co., shout out to him, by the way, you know, he's a spore vendor in the UK. So there's like, my best friend gets to make money doing that. We get to make money doing kits and sterile products and all different Myco equipment. So there's this beautiful separation. It hasn't spared us from the shit that you guys go through. So, you know, however clean we try and stay, you know, we still get the same issues, whether it comes, you know, whether we tag stuff with gourmet, whether we, you know, and it makes you kind of wonder also, you know, whether you become guilty by association, depending on who's following you, who's like interacting with you on a daily basis. You know, are there algorithmic things in there where they look at the content that those people are looking at and say, well, they're looking at your content, so it must be the same sort of thing. You know, it's shit, but we deal with it, don't we?
Yeah, so I really like, I mean, I sort of try to do this, but I think Willy just really said it way more clearly than I think I try to live it, which is, even if somebody hates you, you just got nothing but love for them.
Yeah,
you really can't, there's a one of my favorite quotes is, everything you fight, you make stronger. So like, man, just, you don't fight that fight. So we can't get angry like somebody is gonna not like me.
Well,
who cares?
look at it like this. Like, once you get to a certain point, even if you have a great team behind you, it's so hard to interact with the people that actually need your help, that actually want to give you love. So why would I waste my time interacting with something negative when I could be using that same time and energy to interact with somebody that might be having very bad thoughts about hurting themselves right now, that needs somebody to talk to, or need some information. It's just not, it's not worth it. Time is your most valuable asset. You can money is not your most valuable asset. Nothing but time is your most valuable asset. You can never get that back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Money you could get back. You could get sick and get healthy. You could, but time you can never get back. So use your time wisely, because time keeps ticking. It doesn't stop for any of us.
That's the truth right there, brother. That is absolutely true. Yeah, it's. I mean, compared to you guys, I got just a few thousand, you know, subscribers, but I'm already dealing with all the stuff you're talking about, and I've had to quickly be like, yeah, it's not worth my energy. It's.
So speaking of this, you know, what Chris said about the separation between psilocybin and, you know, gourmet Piopinos, on Reddit, the user MycoSporeCA, he just got the flagship mushroom canner that everybody gets, 23 quart Presto, and it came with the little notice in the instruction manual. I don't know if anybody saw this. Let me read it real quick. It says, hold on. This pressure canner is not intended for use as a sterilizer for mushroom substrate or spawn or any aspect of mushroom growing. Doing so may damage the canner. Use this product only as instructed.
Wow.
So it's like even now, like is a 90-second rice gonna have a disclaimer on it? Don't use this as mushroom spawn.
If
It's
you have
for-
anything to say
it's for
about it, it
food.
will. Right.
So it's just crazy that now 23 quart Prestos are coming with that disclaimer in their
Wow.
instruction manual.
That's probably because we're all letting them run dry and then trying to get them covered under warranty, and they're just getting
Yeah, that's the
pissed.
thing. But still, you can fill ball jars with substrate and still pressure sterilize them.
Yeah.
It's no difference.
Agreed.
You don't know what's in the jars.
And just watch in 10 years, 15 years, when it's all federally legal and everybody sees how amazing this stuff is, it's going to be the complete opposite attitude. But right now,
Yeah, please use this. Please use it to sterilize
where it's
mushroom
at.
stuff.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about if we're trying to build this community and we got people coming in? Obviously, this is not losing steam, right? Like we're probably on the front of a tidal wave of interest around psilocybin use for therapeutic reasons. How are, like, I don't know if you guys have thought about this. I'm thinking about this. There's not going to be enough educators to keep up. There's not going to be enough mentorships, one-on-ones and stuff like that. I have a lot of people in my Discord that spend a lot of time helping people out with the questions, like the fill in the gaps. You watch 100 videos, but you still got a couple questions or maybe something didn't make sense. Do you guys, have you thought about how you provide that assistance beyond the videos? Or do you just try to make the videos better?
No. So that I'll just jump in real quick. I've learned from the beginning, once things get to a certain, and I think when we haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg as far as interest is. This community, I guarantee, and I just said something recently, over the next 5 years, what this community is going to become is ridiculous. If you think it's ridiculous now, wait till you see, because of how publicly it's being talked about in a positive light. It's just bringing more people in. It's deprogramming people's mentality that they've had for a long time about psychedelics. Now, I've also learned that you need to have an amazing team of people around you that believe in the same thing you believe in and want to work towards that, because that helps mitigate the things you have to do day to day, so you could focus on making the best content you can and put your energy where it's best used. So I got great, like, and just to give them a shout, my moderators, my ambassadors, my in-person team. Like, these people are the most selfless, amazing human beings on the face of the earth, and they make this community what it is. So have an amazing team around you. No matter how big this gets, just bring on more amazing people to help you out that believe in this and want to kind of be taken under your arm and learn how this all works and be able to get a front row seat. So probably the greatest show that's ever going to be on earth.
I'm ready. I bought my ticket. I hear you.
Part of the thing that I
right.
do, like, I think it helps to be very personable with people. Like, obviously everybody here has fans. Like I mentioned earlier, everybody has their own taste. And one of the things I try to do is still sit down and make time to reply to YouTube comments. And I try to keep that a priority over the other DMs and stuff with the other social media, Instagram, Discord. I just started the TikTok channel finally. And if the more personable you are, I think the better it is to let people know that, hey, we're here for you. We understand it. And we know what you're going through. And I know a lot of people, they'll do like one-on-ones through Patreon. You can book a one-on-one. And some people will pay. They'll pay.
And some people need that. It's not even like some people will pay. It's some people need that. Some people can go watch a video and they're good. Some people can ask you 5 questions and they're pretty good. They can figure out things on their own. Some people just need a lot more help. And so somebody's got to provide that help.
PGT, I want to hear PGT. I know.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, PGT.
Yeah, man, where you at, PGT?
I'm here, guys.
Yeah,
so what's your struggles been, PGT? I want to know, because you've been growing over the years. Like, what have you seen that you've had an issue with?
Similar to what you guys kind of go through with the YouTube thing, like showing cultivation of fruits. Obviously, as I came into the channel kind of knowing that the channel can get shut down at any moment, so I kind of just kind of ran with it that way, and just kind of been using it as a way to reach people. And if they want to see more content, I, direct them towards Patreon where they can support me. The Patreon can be more lenient on the content.
True enough. I mean, that format seems to work. I had the same problem in a matter of 1 week. I had a third of my, I think I got 26, 27 videos. Like over a third of them were demonetized. So I went from going, oh, hey, maybe I'll make a couple $100 this month to, oh, I guess I'm not going to make a couple $100. So I was like, I was the same way as Willy. I'm like, man, I hate a paywall, but people want to keep watching this stuff. And my wife, if I don't make a couple bucks doing this, she is not going to let me keep doing it. So I got to start a Patreon.
That's the one thing with YouTube is that people don't realize the ads are like the passive part of the income. Like, yeah, we have to pay the taxes on it at the end of the year, but instead of being behind a direct paywall, at least people can kind of just get the free content, and then it gives us a little bit of a kickback. Right. Whereas, going to Patreon, it's for the hardcore fans. Where we're like, I'm gonna donate to you monthly. Love the content. I'm a fan. Whereas,
you get to have different content on Patreon, like Willy's saying. You can provide the content you can't provide on YouTube on Patreon.
Yeah. And not only that, but people get all this extra content for as little as $1 or $2 a month. Right. If you factor in YouTube Red, if you have YouTube Red, so you could skip over the ads, it's way more expensive. Or if you factor in the time watching ads and stuff like that, your time, like I said, is the most valuable thing. So me personally, for a month's worth of videos, not having to watch any ads, and I pay $1 or $2 to skip over, it's worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's also supporting the person that's working 12, 13 hours a day, like myself, filming and traveling to film videos and do this, and helps their team around them make a little bit of income as well. It's not like any of us are becoming rich off this. You know what I'm saying? It's more just sustaining the content. And it's expensive, man. I got some cameras that are $40,000. You know what I'm saying? And I still haven't, over time, need to be paid back for that. And I'm hoping my content does that and pays that off for me. So I'm at a loss every year when I file my taxes.
Well, so
I spend more than I make.
Speaking of this right now, we have Gemini Ambiance in the chat. They said, in one breath, y'all are claiming to be wanting the enlightenment to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, but now you're full 180 talking about making profit. Now here's the thing. Like Willy just said, it's really not about profit. It's at least trying to break even because we enjoy making content, and it just takes money to do that stuff,
I mean,
I have the stock.
I'm not going to go on Willy, or not Willy, Rookie Mycologist was talking about this on a live chat, but like, don't get it twisted. I got a full-time job. It's in the ER. It's a hard job. Come do my job. My wife has got a full-time job.
Yeah, I have come drive these semi-trucks.
I have 3 young kids. Like, that's enough for most people. But then I also grow mushrooms. I also build sterilizers. I also do a podcast. I have every right to want to make a couple bucks for my time. Like Willy just said, time is valuable.
But not only that, people also have to realize, and I'm not saying that this is the situation for all of you. I left a career making $250,000 a year from a pharmaceutical company. I had hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. And I stopped because the content required more, and I wanted to get this information out. I didn't know if it was going to work or it wasn't going to work. I just threw myself into it and dedicated. I've saved and changed so many lives with the content in the community and raising the love in the community. It's like, it's not like any of us get rich off this. We just sustain, and we're able to keep creating content. Remember, I don't have insurance through my job. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, all this has to be paid for privately, and because I left to do this full time because I believe in the mission. It's not about making money. It's about You need money to be able to buy a camera, to buy a SD card, to be able to keep creating, buy the supplies for the videos. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have any sponsors. I've had people, but I look at it like I'm an advocate for the community. So it's like I can't take a sponsor because it's a conflict of interest. How can I be honest with my viewers about a product if I'm taking product from it just doesn't make sense. So I buy everything out of pocket so that I could give honest reviews and use things in my videos I actually use. So that's what it is. And you have to pay your team members. They love this community too, but they have families and they got kids and they got husbands or wives. And it's like, you have to take care of people. And that's what it is. When you're creating content, you have to generate some type of income to keep it going. You know, we're not just walking around with our phone and vlogging our daily life. This is like serious content.
Yes, it's work.
I agree.
It is absolutely work, and most people get paid for work, right? I mean, there's nothing about enlightenment like, you know, a priest through tithes and offerings of his congregation has a roof over his head, food to eat, health insurance. Right. I mean, look, those are not mutually exclusive. Everybody has a right to make a living, and for people like Willy, who's doing this as a full-time career, absolutely has a right to make a living doing it. I mean,
but also too, people don't realize because they never see it. Because I'm the type of person that, like, you guys see me give away a lot of stuff. I give away tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff every year publicly, but behind the scenes, I give a lot of money away and things away to people that people never see. And I'm sure some people could jump in the chat right now and say, like, be honest and tell them if I've ever helped you, because I give people, just yesterday I gave somebody money because their car caught on fire. We gave a guy $20,000 because he couldn't afford his cancer medication a couple years ago. Like, we do stuff like this all the time. And it's not like it's going into our pockets like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not driving a fucking Rolls Royce or something, you know, like it just takes money to be able to create content. And that's really what the paywall helps with. Even though we hate doing it, if we could monetize on YouTube and we could stay monetized, then we would do it, right? Like, we would do it and just say, you know what, we'll build our viewers, build our subscriptions, our subs, all that. And then we'll eventually be able to make money to create better content. But YouTube don't allow us to do that. So what are we supposed to do? And if we put out the content for free on YouTube and we just say, you know what, I'm going to go work at Burger King just to support myself, but I'm going to put out this content for free, YouTube's just going to shut down the channel. So it's like, what do we do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the only platform that accepts us right now is Patreon. And they want to allow us to put up free content. They want to make money off of you. So we have to charge something. So $1 or $2 a month. I mean, if you're complaining about that, you might be in the wrong space.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I understand the, you know, enlightenment versus, you know, a paywall. I get it. But I think we've sort of explained that at this point. It makes complete sense to me. Well, I don't know if you want to stick around or you need to go, Willy.
Nah, I'm in it now, man. I'm at least gonna stick around for a little bit longer.
Perfect.
So MycoGeeky, I wanted to ask you: have you thought about producing any more mushroom content, like just aside from the podcast? Like, would you ever think about doing videos yourself? Like, you know.
Yeah, sure. Who knows? I don't know. I look at it like this. Because I used to be a musician, so, you know, we made new music. We were out in LA. We almost had a record deal. We thought we were hot shit, but we weren't trying to come at music by just regurgitating something old, right? So for me, I'm still learning. I'm in the learning process. I'm just trying to be a part of. The thing I really saw here was that people needed to know where to go for quality vendors. They needed to know safe spaces. That, like Willy said, that person, I mean, dude, you literally said what I just said a couple weeks ago, which is that guy that you're shitting on Facebook or on Shroomery that you're, like, making fun of because he doesn't know how to do something that you think is so simple. That guy could be a day away from killing himself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's real.
Facts. Big facts. That's facts. That's facts.
So check yourself. And so anyway, I saw that pretty quickly and was like, yeah, I want to be a positive light in this community. I want people to understand that there are lots of good people out there. You just got to find them before the predators and the wolves in sheep's clothing find you first. That's kind of been where I've been coming from. But content, man, if I ever thought I had something really special to say, yeah, I probably would. But so far, I get to have all you guys on, and you guys get to teach me. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, you can come in with your own little take on things because eventually we all going to start producing the same content.
Yeah,
Popcorn tech, brown rice tech.
Yeah.
The FunGuyFruits monotub video, like we just said earlier off the live, was how the algorithm is pushing that video with the micropose filters set and forget. Here's the MycoGeeky take on Uncle Ben,
Sure.
just like Rookie Mycologist coming in on it.
Yeah.
Showing good stuff.
I mean, so the truth is, right, so I'll tell this story real quick. There was a guy in Cleveland who started making kind of like Marquise Brownlee videos, right, like reviewing camcorders and, well, no, it's not camcorders now, but, like digital cameras and computers and all this stuff, and just tech, right? And I thought, why is this guy, in this guy's video, I think he had 2 videos when he first hit my radar, and I was like, why is this guy spending all this money on this super fancy video when there's already 10 other guys who are already making this content? I was like, this guy just wasted his money. Flash forward 6 months later, 180,000 subscribers. 6 months.
Wow. Amazing.
And I'm like,
everybody has their own taste.
The lesson is, right, and it's kind of like you've read a book, but have you heard Morgan Freeman read the book to you? Or have you heard, now it's all Snoop Dogg reading everything, right? So people like hearing the same thing, and it broadens your understanding of something. Willy can tell you about bucket tech, and 90 can tell you about bucket tech. I can tell you about bucket tech, and each of us, like 90's kind of getting at, might say something a little bit different. So
you might
different
relate to
angle.
one person more than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just might be drawn to one person's energy over another.
Yes.
And that's why you have a great array of creators. Literally,
Yes.
I'm the type of person, every mycology channel I come across, even if I never heard of the person, I subscribe to them just to show them support, because it's like, we should all be supporting each other, right? Because if we're all together, we're so much stronger. Our voice is so much louder. We're unified. And that's really important to me. I don't think the community should be fractured into these little sets and groups. We should all be unified and be on, hey, I could call Willy right now. I could call MycoGeeky. And we all are in the loop and we all are together so that
I'm working on it, guys. We're
Willy,
going to
slowly
slowly bring it. We're going to bring them together. Now, speaking of that,
Roundtable.
I got a little surprise guest here. You guys might know of a guy named Alan Rockefeller. He's got a friend, Mandy Quirk. She is the 4A chair this year for NAMA. She's also doing all sorts of other stuff. She's a scientist just like Alan is. And they hit me up the other day. They said, hey, we're going to Ecuador. What if we just pop in and kind of say hi to everybody? So I'm going to pull these guys in real quick. And they're going to tell you what they're all about. Down in Ecuador, surely some new content. All right, what's up, guys? Unmute yourselves. There you go.
Hey,
what's
good
up?
to see you. I'm Alan Rockefeller. It's Mandy Quirk. And
What's
we
up,
have
guys?
arrived in Ecuador just a couple minutes ago.
Amazing. Fresh off the boat. Or plane, probably. Probably a plane. Maybe a boat.
Fresh off the plane.
How long was the flight?
There was a couple of them. They were like 6 hours each.
Nice. All right, so what are you guys doing down in Ecuador? Obviously mushroom hunting.
Yeah, we're looking for mushrooms. We're going to this cool place called Finca Hymatlos, and it's an eco resort that Furhat owns. And Furhat is, you might know him from Facebook. He's a really prolific mushroom identifier. And so he has a beautiful eco resort in Pastaza, Ecuador. And so we're going to go there for 3 weeks looking for mushrooms every day.
Dude.
And then the last week, we're leading a mushroom foray that we're inviting the whole internet to come and hunt mushrooms with us for a week. And so that is March 20th through the 27th.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna do daytime and nighttime forays, by the way, because everyone that comes gets a really, really nice, high quality, 365 nanometer UV light.
Cool. All right, so there are slots open. You're saying there are rooms at this place. If people want it in the next couple weeks, shuffle their life schedules around, get down to Ecuador, and go look for some mushrooms, it can happen.
Yeah, we got about 10 people signed up,
Awesome.
and we got room for about 6 more. So if people want to come, there's the website. It's
I want to come.
mushroom.com/events. And there's really cool stuff there. There's a lot of stuff that glows in the dark, so it's completely bioluminescent. Like we walk around the jungle at night with no lights at all, and to
Sounds
see all
safe.
the stuff. And then, yeah, it sounds really dangerous, and it probably is. But I did it a lot when I was here 3 years ago, and surprisingly, nothing got me.
Bro, wherever you go, Alan, I will hunt mushrooms with you. I am not even the least bit worried.
Yeah, there's really cool stuff there. It's also right up the road from where I found Psilocybe moseri, and that's a super rare species that was described from Chiapas, Mexico. But we found it right next to this waterfall, almost behind the waterfall. So pretty cool thing, but it's in the Zapaticorum group, so it's really closely related to Psilocybe zapaticorum.
Nice.
And then there was that new one that was described last week, Psilocybe stemetsii. And there's some suspected finds of that right up the road. That's a huge species complex. But yeah,
Awesome.
definitely a lot of cool stuff out here. And it's
All right.
every day in the afternoon.
All right, so everybody wants to know that website again. It's Mushroom Madam or Madman.
Yeah.
Madman.com.
Yeah.
I'm going to spam the chat just a little bit so that people don't lose
/events. Well, it'll also be in the description of the video a little bit later. But anyway, okay, so they go there. They can find out how to do this. Damn it, I want to go.
You should come, bro.
I want to go.
You should do
I want
live
to go.
So basically, I'm going to be on this podcast 2 weeks from now. That's the day that we are kicking off the Ecuador trip, and we had already pre-planned this like months ago. So we're kind of coming on here as a teaser for me to be on the podcast 2 weeks from now.
Nice.
So everyone will be there at 9 p.m. It'll be like a whole group just arrived. So if you want to come and do a live podcast from Ecuador, I won't be mad.
I would love to. I will buy a couple lottery tickets. We'll see if I can make that happen. One day, dude, that's the dream. We're gonna be globetrotting looking for all these mushrooms. But anyway, if anybody wants to go down there and hang out with these amazing field mycologists, now here's a question I got to ask you, Alan. Did you bring the BX41 with you?
No, that thing is 70 pounds.
It's big, I know.
Case. So it is. I have flown with it a couple times, but it's definitely hard to travel with. But I brought about 70 pounds of camera gear and flashes and reflectors and all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
And I think Mandy said you guys had a documentarian or a videographer or somebody down there.
She's not a videographer. She's a photographer. We can't tell you from where because it's top secret. But this
top secret.
She's going to come out with a cool story about us and our travels and stuff. And she's super cool. And then we do have a videographer coming down next week. This guy, Drew Ames, he's making this really cool new movie called Life of a Mushroom. So he's super cool. So we'll have our own personal photographer photographing mushrooms. So it's like inception of mushrooms. And then we'll have a videographer capturing that footage too next week. And then the week after that, we get to hang out with everybody, you know?
Dude, that's going to be fun. I am going to be so jealous because you guys are going to have all these amazing pictures. We'll see. Maybe I can sell out. Maybe I start an OnlyFans. We'll see.
That'd be cute.
I got to get down there somehow. It's
a really cute look. And it's, it's really trying to make it like super affordable because it's kind of our proof of concept that we can do this and it's going to be that it's great and that me and Alan can do events together.
That sounds like a world I want to live in where I get to intermittently, periodically go to different exotic locations and just hunt mushrooms with you guys. Yes.
Yes.
That sounds fun.
Everyone should live in that world.
Hey, speaking of that,
we're trying.
Gary from Fresh from the Farm Fungi, he asked what UV light is best for night foraging. I think that's a good question.
So there's two kinds of UV lights. There's 365 and 395. You want the 365. So that's 365 nanometers is the wavelength or color of light. It's way better than $3.95. And then the other really important thing is that it's really bright. So this is a UV Beast V3. So it's kind of big, but it is ridiculously bright. And if you look in the front, you can see it looks like black, and that's because it has a filter. So these LEDs make a little bit of visible light. So it's got this filter that blocks the visible light. So it's like a very pure light source. And a lot of stuff like plants, and flowers, and mushrooms and insects just looks like a completely different world. So it's a real experience to walk around the woods. It makes just like even the most boring woods like a whole new place.
Well, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with Mandy right after you guys have already been hanging out down there for 2 weeks, right before you're doing your week-long foray with all the lucky people get down there. We'll see if I win the lottery. Maybe it'll be me. Anyway, until then, I'm hoping you guys aren't going to just like leave us in the dark for 2 weeks, though, right? You're going to give us little glimpses here and there, right?
Alan also is doing the NAMA Instagram takeover. So this week,
good.
He's taking over the NAMA account. We'll be posting on both of our accounts, so Mushroom Madman on Instagram and Alan Rockefeller. And like it's gonna be amazing. And I just want to say really quick, we have to go like eat some dinner, but I was going through all Alan's like thousands of mushroom samples in his garage, like reorganizing his garage the other week, and I see this guy Chris MycoPunks on here. I just want to let you know, like, I'm literally wearing your t-shirt.
Hey. Yeah, dude, your t-shirt's in Ecuador.
Yeah, I found it in Alan's garage, and I was like, this is cool. Like,
I feel like I've made it now. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, they're really nice t-shirts. I like this color of tie-dye as well.
Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, thanks so much.
Sweet, guys. All right, guys, well, have fun. We're all going to be jealous of you seeing all these cool pictures. I feel like there's just mushrooms waiting for you guys to find them right now.
Really nice talking to you, Aljo.
There is. They're waiting for us, right? They're literally going to pop up overnight for us tomorrow. So I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. All right, guys, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. And we'll link in the description. Anybody that wants to sneak down to Ecuador in the next couple weeks, you can make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, see you guys.
Happy findings, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All
right, sorry. She messaged me the other day. She was like, you know what? We're going to be getting off the plane right around 8:30. Do you mind if I pop in? And they were a little bit late. They couldn't. I was trying to do it at the beginning of the show, but anyway. I appreciate your guys' patience, and they're living the dream. They are living the dream. Just roaming through jungles looking for mushrooms. Good times.
Yeah, Frouchy, the Gone Man, brought up Natalensis because Alan sequenced it. So you got to get him back on and talk all about Natalensis. Yeah.
Oh, we will. We're working on that.
Alan sequenced some stuff for me too. He's a really good guy. Anil Zalapensis from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So Willy, you've done some trips with Costa Rica and Puerto Rico, right?
We did Asia too, and we're going back for another 10 episodes. We're gonna do Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, that whole area. We just scheduled everything to get the videographers together and everything. We're gonna go back out. We're gonna film another 10 episodes.
Dude, you're gonna have that up before you left. If you were gonna continue the series in other areas like that.
Yeah, we just had to shut it down because of the vid, So it's we was filming around the time that was happening, and we thought we was gonna get stuck in Costa Rica, but we had filmed some in Asia already, but we had to go back to film some more. Each one of those episodes takes about 2 weeks to film, and then it gets chopped up to an about 45-minute episodes. So, but it's a lot of fun. We've encountered a lot of crazy things. We got robbed at gunpoint.
Fun.
Like, crazy stuff. So definitely get out there, find mushrooms, man. We found mushrooms that can't be identified, but they're active mushrooms in Costa Rica. Man, we found some really cool stuff, and I can't wait for you guys to see what else is coming, because it's going to be really exciting. But I got a big German Shepherd, and he usually goes for a walk about 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to cut out so I could go walk my dog. But I love all you guys so much, and thank you for having me on your podcast, Michael.
Oh, thanks for being on, man.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, dude. Go walk your dog. Again, thank you for being on. We're going to have links in the description here later on if you guys want to link up with Willy, check out the trip team. There's one thing I know for sure. He takes care of his family. So
I do.
Yeah, check him out.
I love the trip team family more than I love myself, and that's facts. So, and I love all you guys too. So thank you so much. Like always, do good, be good, live good. Namaste, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you, brother.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
Bye, Willy.
All right, Willy.
Bye, guys.
See you, bud.
All right, guys. So real quick, before we continue on, I got to shout out because this is a special little moment here for me. Rookie mycologist just tipped me $50.
Hey.
Thank you so much, dude. We're gonna put it to good use.
I'll be eating food tonight.
This is
50 Uncle Ben bags we got to get.
yeah, but this is $50 from Rookie Mycologist. That's like you know how dogs are every year is 7 years in dog years. That's really like $1,000 in Rookie Mycologist dollars right there. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that. I also had a couple other people. Yeah, man, I'm not too proud to beg anymore. I turned on this little monetization tip thing on YouTube because I figured not everybody wanted to sign up for Patreon. All right, I'm trying to find it back here. Sorry, don't hate me. Y'all been just lighting. You guys have been lighting up this chat tonight. Holy shoot!
I was gonna say we got a lot of good stuff going on in the chat.
We do.
I purposely not looked at the chat because I've got a few friends that sometimes try to wind me up during live stuff, so so I tend to like steer clear of it. So
I got wound up a couple episodes ago, man. Somebody got me wound up. It's all good. It's all good. You know what? I look at it like this. Today I woke up and I said, "It's a good day. I got haters." It's a good day. If you got no haters, then, like Willy said, just part of the game. So, it's all good. All right. So, it was cool to hear Willy. He's gone through all sorts of stuff. I think... I
didn't know that Vimeo kicked him out like that, too, before he made it all private. So, Vimeo even shut him down.
That's a good tip. I think so far my big takeaway is so StreamYard will store all my streams. So as long as I keep paying for storage from them, that's one storage. Then I store locally to my computer. And then I also have in these little SSDs. So redundancy on redundancy because I'm not trying to just
you don't want to lose this content. Mycology in the chat brought up he misses the 90 live streams, and there was a few that I had to delete because there was just stuff going on. And it's good to just keep copies, but I want to bring those back too. And I think what you're doing here with the podcast is great. Don't want to lose this content because if it does eventually get removed from YouTube, I'm pretty sure, like Willy said, there's no way you don't have access to the studio anymore, the creator studio. You can't grab what you had. So, we don't want to lose this info.
Oh, don't you worry, man. I got this in multiple places. I am not losing this content. Backups for your backups for your backups. Yes. So, 90, you said, I think you were talking to me earlier saying you just straight up lost some stuff too. Like that you're just not getting back.
Oh, yeah. So let's say, so the live streams, it was more of a personal thing going on along with some demonetization. But just recently, my original Oven Tech video was removed. And if I didn't have a backup of that, I wouldn't have been able to re-upload it like I did recently. Because when they remove a video and you try to appeal it and you go through everything, they just won't budge. They won't tell you any more info.
Right. You
can't get it back.
I mean, so my take on a lot of this. Now, I was not even thinking about how they demonetize you, but they are still making ad revenue. I was not thinking about
like
that.
Willy said, they'll still throw ads in our videos, but it's just for them.
Right.
Yeah, but supposedly we're demonetized because our content's not safe for advertisers.
harmful.
But we still have advertisers, so
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I brought up. Like, I know it's expensive, but if we all one day banded together to make like a Myco psychedelic platform, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have the reach like YouTube because we all have our own followers to bring over there, and then they tell their friends.
All right, quick little shout out, Tryptamine Nurse. Thank you, brother. Shout out to his girl Dixie Normus. Sorry, dude.
Huge ass, yeah.
Tips. Gotta take the tips where I can get them. So just so you guys know, I have literally a separate savings account where all the money that I'm making maybe 120, 150 bucks a month off the channel so far. But that and then my Patreon money all goes into one little savings account. So far, I've used some of my Patreon money to do timestamps on the videos. A lot of people wanted timestamps because some of these videos are, we're only an hour and a half
I needed
right
to
now.
start
But
doing that too.
some are really long, and people be like, hey, I remember watching something on that one podcast, The Geekies, but I don't want to have to watch 3 hours of, him and Ed telling bad jokes to find it. So anyway, I've been doing that, trying to, make these things a little bit better and useful for people.
Tip of the Cat Mushrooms asked, how does dropping ad content within your video work versus ads that run in between your video?
Dude, I don't...
So I think that means like...
I think you have to have a minimum of a 10-minute video, I believe.
Yeah, 8 or 10 minutes to get...
Per mid-roll.
Yeah.
Oh. I got no problem with 10 minutes here. They're they're very long. Yeah.
If the video's not long enough, you can't add those intermittent ads. Or otherwise, you just get the before and after.
See, I thought about...
Sorry, are they referring to the actual ads put in through the YouTube system, or are they talking about like when people in the middle of a video go, this episode?
Oh yeah, that's a good question too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
So... I don't know what you guys have ever done. I'm getting desperate. I was like, I reached out to a couple people and was like, hey, I know you showed interest in being on. I haven't exactly figured out how I want to work you into my programming ideologies that I'm trying to do. But, if you wanted to pay to come on for a segment, like $150, $250, something like that, and we could sit down, we could talk about your whole business, what you do, what's unique about you and whatnot. I threw that out there to a few people, and nobody bit, so I kind of gave up on that one.
Yeah, so that's what Tim says. He says, like, if you say someone sponsored you within the video, like, dropping like, hey, go check out MycoGeeky sterilizer, and MycoGeeky would probably pay somebody like an ad, $50 to run, sponsorship or something, and then draw people over to it.
That's like the norm on audio podcasts, right? Like a lot of the cannabis podcasts I listen to and stuff like that. It's normal. It's like, okay, we're gonna take our break. Have you ever needed buy your dab rig from? You know what I mean? Like that's like totally the norm.
You have eczema and dry skin,
right?
The stupid ads like that.
Do you have nowhere to put your fecal flakes?
Is your toilet water not sterilized?
Right.
Hey, Drew's here from Inoculate the World. He just sent $20 to the MycoGeeky podcast.
All right, man. We're gonna knock it out here. P-Funk. Okay, so you guys, if you don't know, P-Funk is my right-hand man. Somebody today referred to this person as my number 2. That's exactly true. He's like my brother from another mother. He's absolutely one of my homies. All right, another shout out, Inoculate the World. What's up, Drew? Appreciate you. Get the super sticker now, Drew. If you guys don't know, we gotta get Drew on here. I think I talked to Drew about this one time. I don't know whatever happened about that, but
I told him we all got to go live. Me,
we'll
him,
have to
you,
rectify that.
all of us here, big round table.
Shout out to Beaker Dabs. Always super supportive. I appreciate that, guys. Ooh, my buddy Mindfully Melting is here. Yeah, everybody's here tonight. Look at that. All you gotta do is bring on all the icons and everybody shows up. It's wonderful.
That's what it's about. And as long as the whole channel doesn't get demonetized, you'll be able to get super
Watch,
chats.
tomorrow morning I'll get the email.
I know they got the AI
Yep.
learning. We're talking about. We said the word mushroom, and that's it.
They'll be like,
Yep,
Bill, did you
we're all
see
getting
this?
shut down.
This channel, these guys are talking about mushrooms. We need to shut them down.
I forgot who it was. Somebody said, "Where's PGT?" Oh, Eric, FTP. PGT's here.
I'm here.
He's here.
Philly's just being quiet. He's like, I'm not on camera. I'm not gonna say anything. Man, I want to hear the the pro tips. Somebody gave me a hard time in the chat earlier and was like, "This is all the stuff you should have talked about before the podcast." And in my head, I was like, "Well, you don't even know what we were talking about before the podcast." But let's get real specific. I think maybe we're even just afraid to even talk about it. But for me so far, don't show dried fruit. Just no bueno. Just. Yes, you got to dry them. Don't show them.
Rookie mycologist, man. He's showing them.
Yeah, one other thing I kind of do is I just keep them very general. I don't specifically say what they are. They are mushrooms. A lot of mycelium and mushroom work the same way. So the just general theory is that it could be applied to mushrooms across the board. So keeping things very general mycology content, tech-wise, has been pretty good on YouTube's board so far.
I think you're right. I mean, because at the end of now, I'm going to tell you right now. So my buddy John, he runs Dr. Mike Products, and he was on Reddit, and they recently they shut down a bunch of vendors on Reddit. And he protested and said, "Man, I sell a bag of bacteria. Why did you ban me from Reddit?" And their response was, "You're an ancillary product to growing these mushrooms, and because we've deemed that," and I'm sure Chris can speak to this, it was just because they know people who grow mushrooms, cubensis, if they use your product, then magically you have to also be punished.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we've had all sorts of weird issues with, we had our payments stopped with Shopify a few times for various everything from regulated medical devices that we couldn't be selling. So we can't use the word needle anymore on our Shopify. So we can't sell syringe needles. So there's these kind of little gaps in in the products and stuff that we sell now where just don't bother.
Could you sell the syringe though and just not use the word needle?
Yeah, we do. I mean,
okay.
Well,
so really needle. That's the
So,
scary word. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually not even in their terms and conditions. It's in Stripe's terms and conditions. So they expect you to wander off to the payment gateway and look at someone else's terms and conditions in order to actually work out how to, effectively run your business. But our payments come in the day after. So if people buy things, we get paid the next day, and we had 3 weeks with no income. So we've got eight staff. It was shit scary. We were, it was a scary time, and to find out that you'd had your money stopped for 3 weeks just for the word needle in in a product listing somewhere. And it took them that long just to tell me what the issue was. So, but, there's so many nuances, I think, to all of our experiences. I think, I've had stuff that taken off Instagram before for the sale of live animals, which,
what?
You might put up a picture of some oyster mushrooms or whatever, and then we'll get the image taken down for sale of live animals. That's happened a few times. So
what animal does that look like?
I have no idea. Maybe they're thinking actual oysters from the sea, maybe. But
weird.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like there's any rhyme or reason to it. So
no.
It makes me
no,
think
and there's
more
not.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's what makes me lean towards the fact that that there's more algorithmic changes sometimes that come into effect or that are tested.
Yeah.
By bigger teams, and you just end up getting hit by that tidal wave of changes. But I don't know if you guys have ever noticed before where we've had it where our Instagram was taken down, and in the same day, a few other people's Instagrams have been taken down that you're in contact with. We've had that a few times where, some of our customers have sort of cannabis grow Instagrams and stuff like that, and their content's been taken down, or their account's just been closed, and then hours later ours has been closed. So it does, again, that plays into the idea that maybe there's a guilty by association with some of this stuff. So
I think it kind of comes in a wave. I've kind of had the same thing. I've had my account banned from Instagram before, and multiple other people in the community at the same time were kind of experiencing the same thing as well. It was kind of a wave that kind of just came by. Obviously, I appealed to them and was able to get my account unlocked again, but it just kind of comes in, like, it comes out of nowhere sometimes. You don't expect it, and it's just like, oh, they just deemed this, and it's just like, what exactly was this, like, bad? Like, how does this different from other people showing the same thing? But it's just, I don't know. It's just something is just off in the way that they do things, and I think a lot of it has to do with just everything is kind of being generated, like computer generated. Like there's robots and stuff just running things, and there's less people behind this actually like checking into what the heck is actually going on.
Yeah, and it's definitely difficult. I mean, to imagine a company trying to manage a scale like that is difficult, but also the fact that when you do try to appeal something, that there's no one there an actual human to say anything but else, like, well, you're kind of fucked now. Like I've had to appeal to YouTube over a popcorn tech video, and I was just showing people how to sterilize popcorn.
Well, how dare you?
I know.
How dare you do whatever you want to do with popcorn? I mean, now let's talk about this. Here's what I want to talk about. Because people talk about this, the first time I heard somebody have this conversation was on Instagram. And it would usually go something like this. Why did I get suspended when so-and-so's got pictures of this and this and this and this and this? And you could do that for YouTube, you could do that for Facebook, you could do it for any of the platforms. And my response to that statement would be, I think it's like Willy was saying, which is, once you just hit that AI's radar, then you're just on their radar. When I had Jake Onset on, obviously there's a long history with Jake. His video was instantly demonetized. I don't know if it was because I had his name in the title or because I had Paniola sinensis in the title. But regardless, one of those buzzwords or keywords definitely triggered an instant demonetization.
You got Kaz in the chat. 99.99 super chat. Said natural meds for the win. Long live the round table.
God dang. Kaz is my homie. Dude, what? No. Hold on. I gotta pull all these up. You guys are, it's coming in too fast and furious. I can't even keep up. Hold on. Alright. We're gonna just shut out real quick. Kaz. By the way, Kaz is, he's learning fungal barcoding with me right now with the help of Ed and a few other guys, Kyle. Really appreciate it. He's one of my very trusted moderators and helpers in the round table. Really appreciate that, dude. Who else we got? We're gonna scroll back. I don't want to get too far behind here. All right, Robert, super sticker. I gotta see these super stickers, man. I want to play with some of these super stickers. Hold on, let me scroll back here. I wish it just automatically popped it up on the screen. I might have to look into this and see if I can make it do that. Outback Mycology, another one of my homies, trusted, very, very wonderful moderator from Australia. Appreciate the love, brother. We just had my buddy Brock, we just had him on. We're going to have him on here shortly again talking about some cultigens. Thank you very much. all the way from Hawaii. I gotta get out to Hawaii, man. I got a few mycology friends out in Hawaii I gotta go hang out with.
Tip of the cap said, does all the money go to you or partial? I was just gonna say that when you donate with super chats, it goes right into the YouTube monetization bank. So
yeah, it goes into that AdSense money. I think they do take a small cut, but it's pretty small. It's
right. It just goes direct into the channel.
Yeah. Donnie Brasco, thank you. Sorry, I think I'm getting caught up here. And I think I can't remember if I...
The rookie's down to jump on. He just needs a link.
Oh, yeah, man. This was my problem trying to get a hold of Rookie before.
He's ready now.
I don't want to send it. I don't want everyone jumping on because I don't got room for everybody.
Put it in the chat. Everyone just join.
No. I'm not putting it in the chat because I know how everybody is.
Oh, God. Could you imagine that?
But you can email me at Instagram. Yeah, go to my Instagram.
Yeah, right. Don't give your email.
Here we go. I'll send it to Instagram. You're gonna get Rookie on here because he's living that dangerous, fast and furious life on YouTube here.
Grateful Doge said, "How do you get spores in Cali? There's vendors that will ship to you for microscopy uses, of course."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Spores need to be
just
looked at.
stay off Reddit. I mean, I hate to say it, we're not fans of Reddit. And I understand there's people on there trying to make a living just like everybody else, but they learn. Journey through the Mycelium Network. PGT is here. He's here. He said, "When's PGT getting here?" He's here.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, he's here. He's just, he's PGT.
Damn.
All right, Rookie, you gotta get at me on Instagram. I can't find you. Just send me a little message. It's just MycoGeeky, and I will pull you in because we got here.
Yeah, that. So I saw somebody, I forgot who they were. They had a comment saying, why don't we talk about grains? And PGT, speaking of PGT, he just released that ultimate grain experiment video, which was really cool.
Yeah, I ran a whole bunch of grains.
Oh, you know who won.
Yeah. Brown rice gang. Brown rice gang.
Yeah, brown rice.
But yeah, all the grains did pretty well. I don't have any bad grains. I'd say the weakest link out of the grains I did was like wheatgrass. But that's just something I never really find wheatgrass really normally around here. I just kind of went out of my way for some of those grains. But it's just kind of interesting to see. I kind of been curious lately, maybe trying to mess around with bean tech.
Wait, bean tech?
Yeah, I once tried it before to try and use beans because I feel like grains, might work, but pressure cooking it too long turns it to mush, or like soaking it too long turns it to mush.
Yeah, beans are starchy.
But it's just interesting to see what we can kind of work around with in terms of using nutrients and grain spawn for them. I mean, grains is not the only thing. I mean, did you mess around with some pasta tech?
Oh yeah, I do have the 60-second pasta tech video on my channel. You know how they sell pasta noodles now, just like 90-second rice you can microwave. So I think it's almost like 2 years old now, where I got some 60-second pasta from Aldi and grew some albino, I think it was albino Burma on it. And yeah, one of them really took off, and there was a penne pasta took off. And that was because in my old Discord server, who also was running a lot of the cardboard tech, Caleb, who I think his name was Quinoa Cardboard Tech. It's been so long. But he did it, he found like the 60-second pasta and tried it first, and it worked. And I'm like, all right, let's make a video out of it. But I wouldn't recommend it, because the same thing with beans, like pasta just, turns into mush.
But have you ever grown on... Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I made a joke when I first started my... hold on, I think I got... Here we go. I got bass drop keys. Okay, here we go. Hold on. I put a bunch of Fruit Loops in a ball jar, and I made the joke that I was going to inoculate the Fruit Loops. But I don't know. Maybe I should try that and see what happens.
anything. It's like people are like, can we inoculate a loaf of bread now?
You
Like,
can
who knows?
inoculate anything. Yeah.
Mushrooms just want to grow.
They just want to grow. All right, here we go. I'm getting the link right now. Here we go. Here we go.
Natural State Mycology said, my Walmart brown rice in the unicorn bags is colonizing super fast. Just checked it. Yeah, brown rice gang. PGT proved it.
Hey, man. Brown.
I
So
think because mycelium can eat up the entire brown rice, and it's just so chock full of nutrients that it's just kind of like the you know, it's so nutritious for humans, it's nutritious for mycelium, and I just wish it was more cheaper.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I still the cheapest
got
rice
'em.
I've seen, $1.25 tree, so it's like 2 pounds for $1.25.
All right, guys. Here we are. We've been talking about him. He just said point blank, I don't go on podcasts, so I feel like I'm doing something right. I'm definitely lucky.
We got him on.
The one and only.
Oh!
We got Bass Drop Keys, rookie mycologist. What's up,
How
brother?
you guys doing, man? Good to see y'all.
Yes.
Good to be on with you.
Yeah, it's
We
great,
brought him
man.
on at the right time. Chris said he's getting
Special
pretty
guest on
tired
my
over
end.
there.
I
Who's
told you I was
tired?
gonna make it.
I might
Chris.
swap out. I might
Chris
swap
is-
you in.
Yeah, man,
On the
Chris
other
is
side
like
of the pond.
3:30 in the morning for him right now. He is
Yeah.
a trooper.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm feeling a bit delirious, so I'll. I just wanted to say it's been an absolute
slap
honor
happy.
to. This is my first podcast I've ever been on, so
Oh,
you know.
dude.
Yeah, we have to
talk
do it again.
about hitting the
First
big
of
leagues,
many.
right?
First
This
of
is so
many.
cool. So yeah, thanks so much for having me on, and lovely to meet you all.
Nah,
And,
but dude, you're
nice to meet you.
killing
too.
it. It's obvious that you know what you're doing. So you know we needed perspective from across the pond for sure.
Yeah, nice one, and yeah, I'd love to do it again as well. So
Cool, man. If you need to go, I understand. I mean, I'd be about passing out right now.
yeah, I think I'm right at that point. So
Cool, man.
I'm gonna love you and leave you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on. We'll have you on again.
Yeah, nice one. Take it easy.
All right.
See you
Take
later,
care.
guys.
Alright, see ya, Chris.
Bye.
Good night.
All right, man. It's 3:30 in the morning over by Wales or wherever in Great Britain he is. That's just, I don't know how he did it.
Dedication right there.
It is. All right, so rookie mycologist, we've been talking about it, and I think you got a unique perspective. You're just like, fuck it, demonetize me.
Oh yeah, that's the way that I'm coming from the 420 community,
Mm-hmm.
and so you guys were talking about cannabis channels, and you just happen to be talking to one of the biggest ones on there right now,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can answer a lot of your questions for you. So 90-second mycology, when you say that cannabis channels are monetized and that kind of deal, yes, cannabis channels can be monetized, but the thing is, none of the content is monetizable. So you can have a monetized YouTube channel, but you're not making anything because
Right.
if you have a 420 channel, then obviously all of your content is 420 related. And so I would
Really? So you can't put ads on those videos?
right, exactly. Well, I was kind of threading the needle with my Good Eats 420 channel. It has
Right,
like
yeah.
129,000 subscribers on there. And so
Yeah.
it's not monetized anymore. Like I can't be monetized anymore, but it was. And over the past 2 years, that channel made about 19 grand. The way that I was able to do it is because everybody knows Good Eats 420. So obviously it's a 420 channel. So whenever I was making like different edibles, instead of saying cannabis infused nerd ropes or can of nerd ropes, just put how to make the best nerd ropes. And so as long as you don't show any actual cannabis inside
Right.
your video on the thumbnail or say it in the title, then you can monetize it. Like I would say that this is medicated butter or medicated whatever the case is, but just don't show anything. And so that's the way I was kind of able to thread the needle, but they got hip to that and now I can't be monetized at all. So most cannabis YouTube channels that are monetized, they're not making any money from Google AdSense. Now we make a good living from the sponsors and the brand deals. That's where I make the
see.
majority of my money from. You guys know I talk about how to make money on YouTube. So if you guys want
Yeah.
to talk about that, I'm the perfect person for that. Because I can tell you how to get paid on here. My channel, the mushroom channel, is only 4 months old, and it's already
Oh.
making me $6,800 a month.
Yeah, dude. It didn't even take me 2 seconds. Because I watch the videos. If it's about cubensis, I watch it, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, where'd this guy come from? How did I know about this guy? And it was like, oh, it's because he's brand fucking new, and here he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now, I will say, you seem to have figured out, too, like, the hustle of it, of like, oh, okay, you're going to demonetize me, that's fine. I can take my camp, we can go camping around some different channels, and, you know, they can chase me.
But the thing is, I just been doing this for a while. I'm new to mushrooms, but I'm not new to YouTube. I started doing YouTube 4/20/2016. And so when you're in the cannabis niche, like I said, you're not going to make any money from Google AdSense. You can't make any money that you're going to live on from YouTube. So you have to learn how to, if you want to make a living, you have to learn how to do brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate marketing. And if once you have a reputation that you can actually bring in sales and people trust your opinion, that you don't BS people, then you can really start making quite a bit of money. Because you guys, I do a lot of coaching, and so I give actual numbers. Like I tell you what I make, I don't care, because I'm trying to empower other people to do the same thing that I'm doing. And so I'm all about making you guys, hey, look behind me. If it's legal,
man,
and it's don't go against my moral, my principles, this lady right here raised me, my great grandmother. If it don't go against my home training, I'm gonna get me a check. And that's the bottom line. I heard you guys talking about the money earlier. I don't know why people are mad. They go to work, whatever you do to get paid.
I know, they go to work and get paid.
You go and you get your check. You make a living. I'm a professional content creator. This is what I do to feed myself.
Right.
So I know why you're gonna be mad at me to try to get as much money as I can get. And I'm gonna do that.
Shout out. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Geneva Casa Smith. I'm sorry, Ginevra. I always say Geneva. Sorry, girl. She's one of my right hand ladies on Discord as well. And then a quick shout out, MycoPunks. I thought he was going to bed. Nope. He had to buy him a super sticker before he went here. Yeah, I think you are. You know, you really, man. I watched your live stream the other day, and I was just like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know why I was feeling guilty about it. I'm working my fucking ass off doing this podcast, and but for some reason thought like I couldn't possibly. I'm not going to do the stickers. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to talk about my Patreon. And then I'm like, wait a minute. No, yeah. Wow. How did that get in my head? I don't know if it's because, you know, we talk about the sacred medicine and all that kind of stuff. And I already know Bass Drop Keys is he knows it's medicine. He knows.
Right, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you're not getting paid for the medicine. You're getting paid for the work of the content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm all about. I don't believe in that starving artist type of deal. You know, people believe, oh, you're supposed to do it for the art, and hey, I love the art, but you got to pay me.
Yeah.
You got to pay me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just straight up. That's what it is. And can I just say real quick too, while I got Philly Golden Teacher on here, man, I learned a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Ricky.
Yeah, 90-second Mycology, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, I love that you're producing the Uncle Ben content, and I love that you're actually shouting me out, and you're letting people know, because I just recently found someone on TikTok who was ripping like my videos, North Spore, Ashley, Boomer Shroomer, just uploading them and getting millions of views from our content that somebody ripped off.
Wow.
Like directly just downloaded our videos and split them up into a million parts, because I have like hour-long videos.
Right, that's kind of how because the TikTok, that's kind of how I kind of blew up the channel a little bit. Whenever I started, if you guys want some game on how to blow up a channel.
Yeah, game.
So whenever I started the Rookie Mycologist channel, I started the Rookie Mycologist TikTok as well. And so I was just doing shortened versions of the same video on TikTok.
Yeah,
and
I just started mine.
Did you do that too?
I just started, the 90-second TikTok.
So I did that, and they shut me down in 21 days. But in 21 days, I had got 1.7 million views and 26,000 followers. My first two videos went viral, like 800,000, 900,000 views.
People just love scrolling on TikTok.
Couple hours.
Like,
and so at the end of every video, I would be like, yo, you just seeing the little snippet. Come over to YouTube. And so that's how I first initially started building it, trying to get cross-promote, you know what I mean?
Now, Ricky, I'm kind of curious. Have you had any issues with your videos with YouTube?
No. The only time I got that, you know how you get your first strike is the warning strike? I got the warning strike because I forgot all about it. On Instagram, shout out to Drew. I know he was on here a minute ago. I'm always shouting out my code, so everybody can get their discount code on, Inoculate the World. And so I left that in one of the short videos, and they gave me the warning strike for that because I was promoting, actual website. But other than that, every video on my channel is monetized. The whole channel is monetized. And so I know
YouTube,
that it's not going to happen because I'll be listening to you guys, and I know it's not going to last long. I don't care.
Yeah,
I come from
your game is so smart though. You're just like, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it up as long as I can run it up.
Get it while I can get it.
Yeah.
You guys remember, Mike Tyson Mushrooms, right, on Instagram?
Sure.
And he's got his website, MikeTysonMushrooms.com. Well, I made a video about his polytub, and I had his direct website in there, and that's also a banned website, and they flagged that description right away. Like, as soon as I clicked next, it was flagged for that link, and I had to fight with them to get it back. I didn't even get to upload the video. I mean, it was uploaded, obviously, but I didn't even get to post it until I spent, like, weeks going back and forth. Like, go to his website. It's literally nothing but, like, lion's mane cultures and stuff like that. So I can see how, like, the actual Inoculate the World website is going to be one of those flagged websites. Same thing with Sporeworks. My first video was shut down because of the Sporeworks link back in, like, 2020 or whatever.
I think it's like Willy said, though, that just certain people, once they get infamous to the AI or whatever the company or the bot or whatever, once you're just a target, you're a target. And
I'm a big
how
target.
It's going to be.
Yep.
Can't do anything about
I'm
it.
really surprised. I thought that everything was going to be just demonetized because I'm just so used to it from being in the 420 community. But then I'm like, oh, these are monetized? Oh, wow.
Yo, ride that wave.
Well, Rookie, did you see in the chat? You see in the chat where I said the tags now, we're all using these tags of like camera, upload, video phone.
Generic, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
and it seems to be helping a lot of us.
Yeah, I don't use any tags at all. I just skip that part on the mushroom channel. I just skip it.
Yeah. Mention nothing.
Yeah, what I do on my videos is I just don't say whatever the strain of the mushroom. I never say the strain of the mushroom, and then that's all I do. But you see, I'm showing dried mushrooms. I'm showing everything.
Right.
Like I heard Willy saying that he's not showing the actual cultivation and everything. I watch a lot of his videos too. That's crazy. I wanted to talk to him too. That's crazy. But I'm showing everything. I don't care. It is.
Right.
They get me. They
get me. And people love it. People obviously love it. And again, like you said, I think this is the other thing is, okay, they demonetize me, but you're still getting that content out. And if you have other revenue streams and you have other ways of providing other content through Patreon or whatever, who cares? I mean, that's definitely, Willy is kind of like, yeah, so YouTube serves its purpose. It's not where my money comes from, though.
Right. And when you're a 420 creator, you have to get hip to the brand deals and sponsorships is really the big thing in the 420 community. So that's why I come in and I try to get sponsors as soon as possible because I know the game. I've been doing this for a while now. And so as soon as I started the channel, automatically have a good logo, start a website immediately where you sell merch. The day that I started the channel, I had a website. You could get a shirt, a hoodie, a hat, whatever. And now we're only 4 months in, and that website's making like already $2,000 just from. And I don't have to do anything.
But I think it's cool because you brought your cannabis followers over to the mushroom world, and I heard. So I was talking to Drew a little bit, and we were talking about all the affiliates. We're all affiliates, and how you were able to bring a completely different demographic over to Inoculate the World.
Exactly.
Of purchasing some spores and stuff, which I think is really cool because everybody brings in their own demographic. Everybody, like I said earlier, everybody has their own taste.
Yeah. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to great guy. Oh man.
100%. So what? So what was cannabis your first move for content, or did you do other content?
No. I've been a cannabis. That's why I started on 420 2016. I was like, I didn't know anybody in the cannabis space. No friends. I still don't have friends like in the cannabis space, or I just wanted to be a cannabis content creator. And so where I'm from Georgia, the country in Georgia. If you want to do something, you just start doing it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you want to be a dancer, you start dancing. You want to rap, you start rapping, or whatever the case is. So I just started doing it. Never made a video in my life. but always been able to learn things fast and teach others quick. That's why I was great in the army whenever I was in the military. And so I just figured I'd figure it out. So I just started making content. Then, you get discouraged because you think you're not getting the views and whatever that you thought you were supposed to get. With nobody owes you anything. That's one thing about YouTube. Getting one view is hard. Getting one subscriber is hard. You know what I'm saying? And so then I started really studying it. Like, there's got to be some kind of way that you can get views and subscribers and that kind of deal. That's when I started watching people like Roberto Blake and Nick Nimmin, and they don't do anything in the cannabis space, but it's just how to grow a YouTube channel.
Right.
So I just kind of took my love from cannabis, everything cannabis, eat, smoke, everything, grow, dabs, everything, and just try to explain it, try to demystify it, because people think edibles and cannabis and mushrooms, for that matter, it's like they put it like in a certain category. I'm trying to demystify, like, yo, you can do this too. Look at me. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm growing mushrooms. You can grow these mushrooms too. So that's kind of my approach. I think that's why it's resonating, is because most people are like, yo, I'll be down to learn how to do that. So I'm saying, why don't you come learn with me? And so we're learning together. But cannabis is my number one for sure.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I like watching your videos. Sometimes you just like vibing with people. You've seen 100 Bucket Tech videos, or you've spawned a bulk 100 times, 1,000 times, but you're just kind of like, but it's still cool to watch somebody else do it. I mean, I think that never gets old. Yeah, like if you get a little bit of your personality in there or your flavor, even if they know how to do what your video is, we're all thirsty in this community. We're all like, what I'm doing, this is what I wished existed, right? It didn't exist, so I just started doing it. It's like with music, right? Musicians go, I make the music I want to listen to because nobody else is making it. If they were making it, then I wouldn't have to make it. So I really, I gotta say,
And shout out 90-second Mycology. I'm trying to tell you, man, what a great guy. Because my second or third video was me inoculating with the Uncle Ben's tech.
Yeah,
so
man.
I just wanted to tell everybody where I got it from, whatever. And he ain't know me from a can of paint, but he came by and showed love. You never know. I'm trying to tell you, for the established cannabis Philly, I shouted you out in the video too. Shout out to you. I shouted you out on YouTube, on Instagram too. But for all you established YouTubers, we got any established people on here. Whenever you see young people, newer people coming up, you might want to say, yo, what's up? Or, you know what I mean? Show love to that person, because you never know. That person might blow up.
I brought this up earlier.
You're going to be looking up to them in a couple months. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, I brought this up to be personable because I sit down every day and I make it a point to start replying. Well, I reply to a lot of my YouTube comments. So I see when you tag me in video descriptions and stuff, I'll stop by and say, check it out.
Yeah. So I appreciate that, because that's like a real confidence boost. Like, hey, I just learned how to do this from this guy. He just said, what's up to me? You know what I'm saying?
And you see that it worked, man. You got you got some good videos with Uncle Ben Tech. You turned it, you let people know. And I enjoy, like, I tell people, like, make videos about it, because if it's just one guy like me with a few videos, they're going, oh, that's BS. It's not going to work. But you're seeing it work for a bunch of other people.
The one video where I watched your video where you was saying, like, why do people hate it? And I watched it. I'm like,
show this video to the haters.
It works for me. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm doing season 2, because a lot of people, every time it would be like at least 5 or 6 people in the comment section, don't use Uncle Ben's tech. It's trash.
Uncle Ben sucks.
I'm like, it's working. You see, it's working. It's cheap and it works. Why are you hating on it? And just because you guys are hating on it, I'm gonna keep doing it. So that until they shut me down, 90 seconds, I'm gonna show you love, and I'm
keep it going. Yeah, dude, keep it going, because
season, 5th season.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, go to Reddit. We have that subreddit. It's our Uncle Ben's, and you'll see a bunch of other people that aren't on YouTube that also have success with it. So the more YouTubers we have coming out with it, more they'll see it.
Gonna do it for sure, because it works and it's cheap.
Yeah, and I think Uncle Ben's is a great introduction for a lot of people into mycology as well. For me personally, I originally got into it doing PF Tech, but I kind of had strayed away from that just because of all the work that kind of got involved with it until I heard
it's too much
Ben's
work.
Tech came about. I think at that time they were calling it Spider-Man Tech. I thought that was kind of really funny. But yeah, that kind of got my interest again back into things, and the simplicity of it is what attracted me to giving it, another shot again. and lo and behold, it became a passion of mine. Just going down, seeing how simplistic things have gotten over the years. It's just goes to show you that like things are advancing, and there's more than one ways to do things, and at this time people will start to kind of open things up instead of trying to keep things very same tried and true old PF Tech or whatever it may be. It's just more options,
and we know
more introductions to people, and I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, man. Don't you ever see people riding? I'm sorry. Don't you ever see people riding down the road in a car like a green truck, and you're like, man, who buys a green truck, or who buys a pink this? But somebody does, and why do you care, right? Like, there's so many ways of doing this. Some people, that's what they want to do. Let people do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, do they get mushrooms? Yes. Then, what's your problem?
Yeah.
So I was going to say that we know there are some vets out there that are definitely doing Uncle Ben Tech because they know that it works, and they just don't want to say it. They'll go get a $2 bag of rice, then get some grain spawn going, and then grain that to whatever rye or oats. We know they're keeping it a secret because they don't want the social hate.
That's true. Now, so FunGuyFruits. Yeah, let's hear from you about.
Well, I wanted to touch on what 90-second was saying about interacting with your followers. I spend about 30 minutes to an hour every day between YouTube comments and Instagram messages. It's answering questions, and just with everyone. And then what I'd like to say is like every few days, to get a compliment or from someone who's like been struggling with depression or PTSD, or who said, I followed your stuff and I just grew a great tub, and now I'm able to, start the path of recovery or whatever. That's pretty dope.
I agree.
People love
100%.
People love their inbox blowing up with a reply from the creator. People love it.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I have so many channels because like I said, I'm a YouTuber. That's what I do. So I have a lot of channels, and but so many channels. Then I have a group on Facebook and Instagram and everything, and I have a lot of sponsors, especially in the 420 community. I have a lot of sponsors. Every major tent light manufacturer I have as a sponsor, and so I have a lot of videos that I have to do. But I love it because it's better to be busy than to be broke.
100%.
Yeah, that's true.
I spend a lot of my time answering a lot of questions from comments, people on my Discord, Reddit. I'm across multiple platforms, so if I try to dedicate my time to answering those questions, but there's only so much time I can dedicate to that, and there's other time I have to put other priorities ahead, like my family, other micro projects, other things have to get done too. As much as I love to try to answer everyone's question, it's gonna bog me down all day.
It's impossible.
But I try and get to it when I get the time to, because I do cherish those moments that I have to interact with the community and the people the lives that I've touched out to, and they're grateful for, and I'm happy to help them along the way, and
I just used your video to do my cloning. I did I cloned mushrooms for the first time, PGT, and the video that you did on cloning mushrooms, I got the same agar cups and everything.
Oh
and
yeah, I love those cups.
It's going great.
I still use them to this day.
So I appreciate that, man. I had a big apes from Inoculate the World. They started growing inside the grain bag, big one. I was like, oh, this must be nice. So I cloned that one. It's doing great right now.
That's awesome. It's awesome to hear.
So I appreciate it. It's crazy. I'm trying to tell you, this is so crazy. It's crazy these days where, look at me. I've been growing mushrooms for 4 months or 5 months now. 2 days ago made 5 months, and the people that I learned from 90-second Mycology, I get to talk to. You gotta love this. I'm trying to tell you guys, you never know what could happen. Just if you follow your dreams, do the best you can, and you just talk to people. It's so crazy.
Well, so sorry, I just got done trying to put up this little thing here.
Hey, there, that's my logo.
I mean, for me, when I started growing, I was so by myself. I'm like, man, I don't got nobody to talk to about this. And so I, you know, went on Facebook and then on Instagram and then Discord and then finally YouTube. And so this is amazing, right? Like none of us, when was the last time any of y'all hung out with 5 guys and talked about mushrooms for a couple hours, right? Like,
Yeah.
not too often. Doesn't happen too
Yeah, you
often.
can't really bring it up in public either. Unless you're wearing a shirt that says something about growing mushrooms and somebody says, "Oh, hey, you grow mushrooms too?" Or like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just not going to come up.
Now, I will say I just had a 1-hour conversation with a coworker about mushrooms, but of course I couldn't go, yeah, I grow mushrooms, I'm a content
Guess
creator
what? I have a
now,
podcast.
blah,
Follow me
but
on YouTube.
I couldn't do any of that, but we had a great little talk about it. Now, I got him real excited, so it's all good. But yeah.
So you had people dying in the ER, and you're over there talking about mushroom.
Well, you know, it's hit or miss in the ER. It's either all hands on deck or it's twiddling your thumbs. So we
If you
had-
guys don't know, me and MycoGeeky, we're from the same area in Cleveland. I'm just in Florida now, but
yeah, he moved. He's a
if I was
traitor.
still up there, yeah, if we met earlier,
we'd be hanging out. We'd be.
I'd be
talking,
on camera. I'd be right there in the
Yeah,
in the
he'd
lab
be
with
right
him.
here. He'd just be like peeking out the back of the FFU every.
He
once
shops at the grocery store I used to drive for.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout
It's
out Giant
true.
Eagle
Shout out Giant Eagle.
216.
Actually, hit up Acme most of the time, but that's okay. I'll go to Giant Eagle. sometimes,
Heinen's
too.
Fine Grocers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, man. It's bothering me that Keys and FunGuyFruits logo is not showing up, but it's okay. We get everybody's logo here still. I guess
We could see them. Oh,
I
you
see
mean
'em,
their
yeah.
name?
Yeah, it just covers up their name.
Oh, it's
Oh,
okay.
It's all good. All right, so guys, well, I was gonna pull Ed on because Ed and we were gonna talk more about contamination, but Ed's gone. So let's. I don't know. What should we talk about? Philly, what you want to talk about? Is there something we have not covered? I feel like
We could always
did a
ask the
pretty good
chat.
job.
could always
Oh
ask
yeah,
the chat.
let's do some chat questions.
I got the chat open here.
Ooh, what is the channel for Keys? Well, the mushroom channel is the Rookie Mycologist.
Yep, I actually I can pull that up. I put it up a second ago. But yeah, it's easy, guys. Just go to youtube.com/ at the Rookie Mycologist.
It's been great. It's been just hit 5 months. We got like 25,000 subscribers, almost
Nice.
700,000 views. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for the support. The mushroom
Killing
community has
it.
been great to me ever since I've been into it.
Most of us are nice.
Oh yeah, so a lot of people. So Mycology just brought this up. What's some tips for a beginner wanting to do vids or to start something? I mean, really, just go back to the start of this podcast, right? Like we got into it right away, but you just have to be very vague right now. Like Rookie Mycologist said, like with the cannabis content, you can't say, "Oh, I'm making a cannabis nerd rope." You got to be pretty vague.
Well, so I got something to say
Beat
about
around
that.
the bush.
So like Bass Drop Keys, FunGuyFruits, Gary Hefferly of Fresh from the Farm Fungi, these guys very clearly say, I wanted to document my journey in growing mushrooms. It can be that simple. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to like 90-second, he got a whole angle. He's got a whole, like he thought about it. It's very clever. It's very cool. It serves a very important purpose, like he said many times. Uncle Ben's a cheap way to get into the game and give it a try. It's not like some guy that says, no, you gotta buy FFU, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that, and then only to
Presto.
figure out you didn't like doing it.
Yeah,
That's great, but you don't have to do that. You can really just, it can be simple. It can be, watch me grow mushrooms.
Yeah, I had zero idea what I was doing. I just grabbed the camera. My friend's son was my first subscriber, and I was like, you guys are going to just ride along. I have no idea what's going on.
And
I
I
think
even
the biggest
watched...
thing is just to start, basically, because a lot of people say, I'm not going to start because I don't have the camera, I don't got the lights, I don't have the this, I don't have the that.
They have a cell
Yeah.
phone.
They got
I
a
make my
cell
videos
phone
with
now.
These phones right here, I make my videos with
the
these right here.
phone.
Matter of fact, this phone right
Yeah.
here, this is my first phone that I started making videos on. I got 5 million views on YouTube
Off
with
a
this
phone.
phone.
Yeah.
I filmed it, edited, made my intro, everything.
Android.
With this phone.
Yep.
And it's an Android. It's an S8 right
Yeah.
there.
Get that Apple shit out of
I
here.
don't do Apple. I don't do
Yeah, get that out of here.
And I keep it real with you guys. I'm a 6-figure content creator, 200,000 a year, and I make my phones with these right here.
Is that
I
after
make my phones.
taxes?
No, I just my accountant just did my taxes on Friday. I got to pay 15 grand.
Okay, that's not bad. You still
Not
and you made
bad.
200,000, so that's not bad.
Yeah, I still got to pay 15 grand though.
Yeah, well, you know how it is.
Yeah. Either way it goes, it's like I could have bought a car or something.
You get to work for yourself at least for 15 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm not complaining because like I said, I'm 41. I've been broke 39 of those years, so I'm not complaining. But it's a big jump when you're in a tax bracket where you get a refund every year, and then in 1 year you go from I get a refund all my life, and then 1 year last year I had to pay 5 grand. Then this year 15 grand. You be like, God Almighty, man.
Yep.
But it's better to be on this side though. You know what I'm saying? Because
It's better to be on this side. Yes.
I can eat every day, and that wasn't always the case. You know what I'm saying?
That can of butter.
Yep.
No, there we go.
Yeah, but you put in the work though. Like you gotta give props. Like video editing is quite the task. Like I underestimated video editing when I got into this whole thing, and that eats up a lot of time and a lot.
Oh
of
yeah,
especially when you
just
first
learning
start.
and
When you
messing
first
with it.
start, oh my goodness.
I don't do voiceovers either, so I record everything in real time. That's why you'll see jump cuts in my videos and stuff because I'm editing pauses out in my voice. So I don't want to do voiceovers. I'm just in the moment filming it, and then I have to go through that whole thing and listen to myself so I can cut it all out.
Yeah, I do voiceovers now.
But yeah, it's just putting in that work that to make the content. It's a lot of people kind of like wish they were kind of doing this, but like go out and do it. Like I encourage other people to go out and create content. We need more content creators, and if you have the drive to go do it, and you enjoy doing this type of stuff, like all more power to you. Like I like to try and uplift people that try and make that positive impact on the community and spread out the information and the knowledge and spread the culture that way.
And so I've told this story before, but the whole way I came up with this idea, hey, I should do this kind of podcast, was I was talking to a well-known cultivator one day. We had about an hour-long conversation. He gave me so many cool tips and tricks. We bounced a couple ideas off of each other, and I hang up the phone, and I think to myself, God damn, man, it would be cool if I just recorded half of these conversations that I'd be having with all these people, and I could just put up these phone conversations. And I was like, oh yeah, that's called. And then I was like watching a Joe Rogan one time, and I was like, oh, that's all I gotta do. You just bring these people on and just talk about it. So we talk about it more, because otherwise on social media you miss it, right? Like you're not there. There's not an event. Somebody might make a comment here or a comment there, but you're never having a real total conversation.
That was your epiphany moment?
We're having, and we're just having the conversations. Yeah, that was this is how I can get those conversations out there. We just gonna have them. And we're just gonna keep having them. And I know Rookie Mycologist has said, he likes to encourage people to stop talking about doing it and just do it.
There you go.
Because you don't know, somebody might, who has never grown, like a year from now, might come up with the coolest tech of all time. You don't know.
Never know.
Don't you want to encourage Mother Teresa to get out there and do her thing, right? Sure.
What really motivated me too was I was already like kind of looking into it for like 6 months before I started. But then I remember a friend of mine, he had these beautiful apes that he had got from somebody else, and I just took a picture of his apes and put them on my Instagram, and so many comments and whatever. And then this chick that I like, she jumped in my DMs, was like, I'm really interested in those. Oh, for real? Hey, I started that channel that day. Hello. Right. You interested in mushrooms? I'm growing mushrooms, girl. What you know about it?
Funny. That is so funny.
That's a true story right there.
All right, I just did a little thing to show people. Hold on, let me pull this up here. Oh damn, I gotta pull my audio down. Sorry.
Whoa.
That was loud as hell.
My bad. hold on, I'm trying to get this set up here. All right. So.
Oh, he got 2 screens. He's special.
Yo, Geeky phone
Here
is
you go.
alive.
So here's my phone, right? That's my phone. Y'all can see my basement. Oh, now it just tripped out. There's my little monitors. There's my little tent.
Go out front. Let's see your address.
You can see my address. My address is 123 Not Yo House Boulevard.
Main Street.
Right. But you know, it's this is what Rookie's saying. That's the only reason I did that. Is everybody's got a camera. Sometimes I ask people to be on the podcast and they go, I don't know, I don't got a computer, I don't got this, I don't got that, and I'm like, you got a phone.
Got a phone.
Yep.
You got a phone.
I make my content. I film my content with my phone. Somebody asked about what software we use for editing. I use Filmora Wondershare. That's what I use to edit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I film with these are S10 pluses. I got 2 of them, and this is how I film all my videos.
Well, we just shit on Apple, but I actually just use iMovie to edit myself
What?
on a Mac desktop.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, because I have an old 2011 Mac desktop, and it's got the big, nice screen. And I'm like, all right, I started using that. Simple software, it works.
That's the thing for anybody that's starting. You're going to spend the most time doing the edits. I remember when I first started, it's frustrating, but you got to go through it. Because you don't know what you're doing at first. So you'll spend, no joke, 8 hours, 12 hours on one 5-minute video because you don't know what you're doing, and then you put it out, you get 3 views. You gotta really want to do this to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it to build. Because unless you were already famous, like if you're Will Smith, you jump on YouTube, you're going to get an audience. But if you just
that's what we said earlier. Like, yeah, you're going to bring your following.
You gotta really bring something. It's some kind of hook you gotta have. And what I do is I just find a hook that is true, so that way I'm always honest. Like I'm very honest, transparent, straightforward. And so what I do, I just find a hook. Like, listen, I'm learning how to grow mushrooms. Why don't you learn with me? Let's see if we can learn together. And that's basically the hook of the channel. Nothing special. It's just, hey, look, I'm new. I'm a rookie. Oh, you guys were talking about consultations and stuff. Everything on my channel says, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm brand new. I'm a rookie mycologist. I'm just learning how to do this. And I already have people, hey, you do consultations? Can I pay you for a consultation? I'm like, you should go pay, like, I told somebody that yesterday. I'm like, check and see if Philly Golden Teacher got something like that. You don't want to pay me. I don't know what I'm doing. Unless you're talking about how to grow a YouTube channel or cannabis. You shouldn't be. See if PGT, I told somebody that yesterday. See if PGT got some consultations and go get one from him. Because you shouldn't be paying me for a consult. I should be paying you. You probably know more about mushrooms than I do.
Well, for me, I connect with people on Patreon. People can pay to talk with me one-on-one, and you know, we just kind of go into whatever they're dealing with at the time. You know, whether it's cultivation or anything in general that they might be dealing with in terms of mental health too. I've dealt with people that just came on and just wanted to have someone to talk to because they didn't have anyone to share with, and they were kind of like shy to try and like be part of the community. It's kind of like on the standbys kind of thing. So it's kind of cool to connect with people and help them out. So if anyone needs help, I'm always here to try and provide help.
There you go.
I have it's only so much time I can put into it, so I kind of schedule those out. There's slots of my day that I dedicate to that, but that time is always there for the people that need it, and you know.
Yeah, I've never mentioned my Patreon on the Mushroom channel. I have Patreon, like about 45 patrons for cannabis, but I never even mentioned it on the Mushroom channel yet.
Well, rookie mycologist, what happens in a year or 2, 3 years, and that title don't work no more?
Rookie?
You're gonna have to be the veteran mycologist.
Oh man, I don't know if it has the same ring.
I know. Well, someday it'll happen.
I guess I'll always be a rookie because you don't know everything. You can't know everything, and plus everybody that's watching this, if you're watching this right now or you're on here, you know more about mushrooms than me. So you shouldn't be discouraged like, oh, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, even if it's not mushrooms, you start a YouTube channel. It can change your life. It changed my life, gave me a career and everything. But even if you don't know everything, just make that part of the hook. I don't know what I'm doing. Are you interested in this too? Well, let's see if we can figure this out together.
Yep.
So on my videos, it's like, hey, look, guys, I just messed up doing this casing layer. What do you think I should do? And they tell me what I should do, and I listen to. I'll take one of their suggestions and try it out. So basically, we're learning together. So that's pretty cool.
That's important. I mean, so in that way, you're actually providing the equivalent of like when people, you know, ask you questions of like, you know, what should I do now? What should I do this? You're demonstrating those stumbling blocks.
Yes,
and
a lot of stumbling blocks.
Yeah, that's great, man.
But Rookie, I wanted to ask you. So when you did you start from the ground up with cannabis? Like, did you have a following anywhere at all? So
No,
it just finally caught on.
Yeah, no. So
and
what
you gained
happened
the
was,
following?
so how I came about to be is I started 4/20/2016, and you know, cannabis went legal in Colorado. So I started to go to Colorado because I'm a pothead, and I started going to Colorado and you know picking up dabs and flour and everything and bringing them back to Texas, and then I started posting them on you know different groups I was in on Facebook. I got really popular in these groups. And I used to always use the hashtag "Do you dab?" Just asking people, "Do you dab?" Because I was brand new to dabbing, and I was looking for people to dab with. And so I got so popular that they kicked me out and accused me of promoting, but I didn't have anything to promote. So that was the day that I started my own group, "Do You Dab?" And that thing kind of took off, and I built that to like 50,000 people. So when I was making my cannabis content, I had somewhere where I could put my videos where I could start getting views. But I start from the ground with zero, and just from people knowing me in the cannabis, just kept working at it. You know what I mean? If you just keep doing it over and over again, you're going to get better. They can't deny you forever. You know what I'm saying? And then I've pretty much all these skills that I have is perfect for the mushroom community because I know how to. It's like I was using the analogy from the Cosby Show. I know people don't like Bill Cosby anymore, but that show was still the shit. It's one of the things where like whatever your favorite meal is, like picture your favorite meal, whether it's steak or whatever you like. Picture it, somebody like you go into a restaurant and they bring it to you and they bring it to you on a trash can lid. Even though it's your favorite meal, it's not going to be so appealing, right? So it's all about presentation. There's not one single original thought that I've had on that mushroom channel. All my stuff, you see, I got it from 90-second Mycology. I got it from PGT, Willy. These are the people I got it from, and I say it right on the videos. This is where I got it from. But it's the presentation, right? It's the cool music. It's the logo. It's the hey guys, bass. And what really gets them too is my name. Whenever they hear bass drop keys, your friendly neighborhood nigga, they're like, what did he just say?
That's what I said.
Yeah, so basically it's just a hook. I'm looking for a hook, just so they'd be like, you know, because there's like 51 million YouTube channels. Yeah. So why should they watch mine? So I'm looking for some kind of hook. Either you like the music, a song, something, my voice. You gotta like something on here. I'm going to keep, you know what I'm saying? So it just ended up working out for me, and I got pretty lucky.
That's what we brought up earlier. It was like everybody has their own little take on things.
Something. I don't
just
care if I got to
do
music.
But you got to get your steez.
I don't care what it is. Just watch my videos, please. I'll put my music in there. I don't care. I'm just watch my videos, please. Find it useful.
All right, guys. I got to pull this up on the screen here. Tip of the cap, Tim. He just said, y'all going to make me inspired to make my own video.
You need
We're
to
waiting.
make a video.
We're waiting, Tim.
Waiting, Tim.
Don't threaten us.
Yeah.
Agarnow.com.
You got to make a video. I got all my friends start a YouTube channel. You just never know where it can take you. It's so crazy.
Yep.
And everything that's happened in the cannabis community has been happening for me really fast. And the mushroom community has been so crazy. All these people you look up to and you learn from on YouTube and everything. Now they know who I am, and yo, you did a great grow and sending me seeds and all this kind of stuff. And so much love to you guys. You guys have been very welcoming to me. And honestly, because people see me, like I already see like other people of color, like Mike from Southwest Mushrooms, he's cool as hell, and William Padilla Brown and different people. But a lot of the people, don't think that black people are in the mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? So when they see him, I get a lot of yo, you black? You in the mushrooms? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So it's been great that for you guys to welcome me in your community. I appreciate it, man. It's been nothing.
Yeah, man. The it's for everybody. It is a medicine that can heal anybody and can change anybody's perspective. And yeah, so for that reason alone, you're given a representation to people that, like you just said, might go, oh, mushrooms, ain't that just for like some weird white dudes? Or
Right,
no,
right, right.
it's not. It's not
Old
just for
hippies.
the weird white dudes.
right.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Lab 13 just said, I just helped a young black man try his first dose the other day.
There we go.
Sweet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I was just talking to a Sacred Alchemist the other day, and yeah, it's important to get representation. I had somebody message me say, "Oh, I heard you weren't going to have white people on your podcast anymore," and I was like, I don't know who got that twisted. Or who's spreading that message. I don't know, like angry white guy decided to spread that, but I just said one time in a podcast that I realized I had only been having on a bunch of white dudes, and that I knew all these people of color, women that grew, that it's more than just a white dude thing, even though there are definitely plenty of us doing this, that I said I wanted to bring more people on. And somebody must have got so tore up about that they had to turn it into, I wasn't going to have no more white people on. It's like, don't worry, white people. There's plenty of white people to have on there. Like, come on. And there's nothing wrong with white people. No, I am one. I'm not like self-racist.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it's important. It is really important. Keys, you just said it. It's important. Just like the same way that, like, up until 5-10 years ago, every movie had if it was an action movie, it was Tom Cruise saving the day, right? Like maybe once in a blue moon you get a Denzel Washington, but he was like the only one. And now you can watch a whole movie with nothing but black people in it, guys. And guess what? People still watch those movies. But Hollywood didn't. I worked in Hollywood during this time, so I can talk about how this all went down. They just thought it wasn't going to work. It wasn't even like a racist agenda. It was just, but to, big blockbuster movie, it's got to have this guy. It's got to have this guy. No, it's important to see, it's important to be represented on screen. It's important to be represented in your community. That stuff's really important.
Identify as pothead.
Yeah, well, we got potheads, plenty of those in the Cubans community as well. So it's all good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have been very welcoming. Like I said, it's been awesome. Been an awesome 5 months, I tell you.
Hey man, you're just getting started. Like I said, You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. So we'll
I just think it's the honesty. I think it's the honesty. A lot of times, because whenever you make content, you cutting out. You cut out whatever you're cutting out, and then the rest of it is the video. I'm showing everything, every mess up, every contam, whatever it is, whatever. I just show everything to give people a realistic expectation of what you can expect. Because if you watch the videos, you'll be like, this person don't ever have to deal with this, or why don't this person ever have to deal with contamination, whatever it is? And I'm like, it's totally normal, and I'll show it to you later. Look at me, I don't care.
Yeah, we all do, except for Manna from Heaven. He's the only one who never gets, because there's no way he ever makes a mistake in mycology. I'm convinced of it. Now, FunGuyFruits, you also I feel like you had all your videos seem very real. You were really like, I was like, oh yeah, you're a guy who grows mushrooms at his house. That's what I want to be. I want to be a guy who grows mushrooms at his house. And
well, and I was actually growing them at my friend's house. I was renting a room there.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. What was the rest of your question?
No, just how much thought did you put into how you were presenting your content? Or did you just go, okay, I'm doing this, I'm going to film this?
Fucking zero thought.
Okay.
I re-recorded every video like 10 times. I'm super ADD. I'm very introverted. I'd be shaking and sweating every time I recorded a video. Like it was terrifying. But I was dealing with some pretty hard stuff in life, and I had no access to mushrooms. And it's like I knew that they were good for with depression and things like that. So I'm like,
Right.
I have to get them. And if a dumbass like me can do it, then I can teach other people along the whole process and just keep going from there. And just got some spores off a random person on Reddit and learned how to make agar and just jumped in with both feet first. Not a clue in the world.
I love it. See, now, so everybody here did the one thing that other people didn't do, which is just say, I'm just going to do it.
Just start.
And I'm ready. There's somebody out there who this week is going to start a channel, and you guys are going to send me the link. And then we're going to have to, in a month, see how it's going and have you on and talk about it. But yeah, start doing it, man. Like,
It's part of the hobby for me, too, is filming and editing. And because I used to make videos as a kid all the time. I used to make little stupid animations, So then I'm like, I enjoy doing that. And that's why I started. I'm like, Uncle Ben is so easy. Why don't I just start filming this? I took a look at the rice bag, I looked at the 90-second microwave logo, and I went, that's it. 90-second Mycology.
I like it.
And I'm like, that's just it. That's part of the fun. It's just sitting down and editing and creating something from nothing.
It's a nice way to channel your creativity, I would say. Everyone has some creativity in them that, kind of deserves to be channeled out there. A lot of people just don't bother to tap into this. But I think it's great to be able to be creative in the way how you present your information out to people. And it's just people, when you put yourself out there, people can relate to you, and that's kind of what brings people to you. When people can really relate to what you're saying and what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Chem D said, and then everyone got mad at him for his videos being over 90 seconds because nobody realizes that it's about the 90-second rice. And I have like hour-long videos.
He's a liar.
Yeah, they're like, this isn't, what the hell? So now my intros are like, it gets its name from the use of 90-second rice. I have to like actually put that out there now. That's funny.
Then you get the comment that says the video starts at timestamp.
Oh yeah, like the Willy Myco comments are like that.
Right. So somebody just wrote, I'm going to pull this one up. Mycology just said, I worry about quality through equipment. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, go watch, go to Marquise Brownlee's channel. He does like tech videos. Go to his video page. He's got thousands of videos. He started when he was like a 14-year-old kid. And he was just a kid who like got a piece of tech, and he was like a nerdy little kid, and just was like, "Hi, I'm going to tell you about my thoughts on this video or on this whatever little piece of computer gear he got." And flash forward to now, that guy's making like $80 million a year. God. He's got a multi-million-dollar studio. But go look at his first videos, and you can literally watch the evolution of this guy. This guy made hundreds of videos that look like garbage, but he learned what he was doing. He perfected his craft. And then maybe 2 years in, they started looking a little bit better. He got a little more polished in his presentation. He got what Rookie Mycologist is talking about, which is he got that hook down in the beginning. You could tell he got more confident, and he just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Practice, it takes practice.
If you don't, 80 million, that's a real big goal.
Yeah.
I want to get there too. But if you want to make 200 grand, I make my videos with these right here.
Yep.
S10 pluses right here. This is what I film my videos with.
You got to smoke a lot of weed and film on an Android.
It can be done.
This is a Canon M50, but I use a Canon M50 as a webcam, but I don't know how to use it like to do. If I use that for all my videos, I would have to go get a light, set up a light, and all the stuff. Yeah. These cameras got lights on them. I just do this. I have a gimbal, a phone gimbal.
Yeah,
and I do this right here. Yeah, it's not the equipment. These days, phones are great. You can do everything with a phone. You can make your intro. You can do your thumbnails. You can edit. KindMaster is the program you want to edit with. Intro Maker, you make your intros. Everything with the phone.
Oh, CapCut too, the TikTok editing app. CapCut.
Yeah.
You can do crazy tracking stuff now and like chroma keying with that.
Yeah, chroma key everything. So as long as if you got a phone, you got everything that you need to do YouTube. You just got to do it. That's the only thing. Just do it.
You just got to do it.
Wardrobe Fungi asked, was Willy Myco on earlier? Yes, he was. You're gonna have to rewatch and re-listen later too.
For sure.
Shout out to Wardrobe. He's putting in work. He's getting good right before my very eyes. It's pretty great. That's really something we don't talk about too much, but we get to watch people get better at this, especially in my Discord. Since starting the Discord, it's really cool. Or even, in the last maybe month that I've been watching Rookie, same thing. It's really cool to watch people get better at it, right? It's rewarding.
That's what I said.
That.
Like I love seeing other people run Uncle Ben Tech. We're in a video format like that because, like I said, Reddit is one thing where people post a picture like, "Look at my fresh cake," and then here's the final result. But like when you go through the motions, like, look, it works. And that's what I've been wanting before I got demonetized. I wanted to start up a start to finish with the new inoculation techniques that we've picked up over the years and gas exchange. So now it might just have to be Patreon exclusive. But I am working to go through my channel and edit stuff like descriptions and tags and get rid of that crap and then eventually try to reapply because I can reapply now. And they just would not. I tried to appeal, and I made the video about it, and they just wouldn't. No info. So we'll see.
Sorry. So guys, we are coming up on 3 hours. This is fun. I think we got to do this more. I think these roundtables are nice.
I was going to ask if... Oh, here, Tip of the Cap wanted to know, what's the lineup for guests for the next couple weeks? To give a little preview.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. I made a comment. Rookie Mycologist just did my buddy Ed Grand. He was like, "Oh, hey, you gotta go watch Rookie Mycologist. Has got a new video where he's live streaming. Go watch it." So I went and watched it, and within I think it was like 20 minutes, he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't do podcasts, and y'all saying I should come on MycoGeeky's podcast. I'm not gonna come on his podcast." And so I immediately went to the comments and I said, "Man, I was just about to figure out how to get a hold of you because I want you on the podcast."
Yes.
And then he was like, "Okay, fine, I'll come on your podcast."
No, the reason I'm going to do it is because, so it was the Paniolus, the thumbnail with the unicorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was just scrolling and I said, "Oh, that's an interesting looking thumbnail. What is this about?"
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked on it and I was listening to you guys talk, and then he made a comment about growing. I forgot how long he's been growing, and I just said I've been growing like 4 months, and everybody in the comments like knew who I was, and you said, "What's up?" I said, "Yeah, I don't really do podcasts and interviews and stuff, but I'll do yours because your community showed me a lot of love." So I said I'll do it. So I'm going to do it. Man. So I appreciate the invite, and I'm going to do yours for sure.
It's going to be fun. I like these really early on when I started. People in the Discord were like, "Man, so my Discord's called the Roundtable, and the whole idea is that everybody deserves a seat, right? It doesn't matter if you're a 10-year grower and you're like a master grower like Mushman 9000, or you've been growing for 4 months like Rookie Mycologist.
Yes,
everybody gets the same value on my server. Now, it is expected if you know the answer to a question to answer the question and help people out. But anyway, so pretty early on, people are like, "Man, well, so if the Discord's called the Roundtable, when are you going to start doing Roundtable podcasts?" So we sort of did that with the first female podcast, and then we just had another female podcast, and then now we got this going on. So this is a nice scene. It's a lot more work for me to try to find enough people to come and book these. But it's nice. It definitely feels like it's a vibe.
Yeah, so we'll have to speak later about Streamlabs because the lives I was doing was through Streamlabs, and I think we could play around with more stuff to pop up on here, like super chats and all that.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Anyway, so Philly's
I really
been
appreciate
on.
you having me on. Thanks for having me on too, by the way.
Oh, bro, you were just you were on 1 or 2 times ago, and I was like, oh, I hope he comes on again because I keep trying to figure out how to get a hold of him. And then you were on tonight, and I was like, well, shit, man, we've been talking about him. Let's just bring him on. So,
Shout out.
That's
I
cool.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, that works out
PGT,
good.
great to meet you, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan of your work. Shout out to you.
Likewise, Rookie. I'm happy to see you going with your channel and keep at it, man. I look forward to seeing more content from you.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'll be up there with your subscribers in about 6 months. Just give me a little more time.
Oh, he don't sleep. He don't sleep. He's putting in the work.
Yeah,
I'm a hard worker. That's what I do. I work
Yeah.
hard.
Keep up the hustle, man.
I appreciate you.
Cool, man. FunGuyFruits. Here's what I want to know. What's in store for us? I know you're.
Well, some of my followers know that you know that I'm currently waiting on results from George at Flourish Labs.
Cool.
Rerunning an experiment with growing mushrooms on Mimosa hostilis root bark.
Okay. Nice.
Which I've done a couple of years ago. It came from an accident, making extremely potent mushrooms with a different effect than just psilocybin alone.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like taking ayahuasca in a mushroom form. Oh yeah, they. My buddies thanked me for telling them not to take more than 1 gram at 4 in the morning. They said, "I'm glad we didn't do that." So now I'm just waiting on the lab results now. That's the biggest thing I'm doing right now.
That's what I wanted to know about natalensis. You know how it's coming out. I just inoculated some 90-second rice bags with natalensis from Inoculate the World, and I want to see what it's about.
I just did a Jack Frost and Jedi Mindfuck.
Mm-hmm.
I got those from Drew, Inoculate the World. Oh, I got a lot from Jack. Blue Magnolia, Thai Elephant Dung, Blue Meanie, Penis Envy. I just buy them all, whatever.
Oh yeah. Man, Rookie, you gotta get in my Discord, man. We'll get you hooked up with all sorts of genetics. If you ever run out, we got you.
Oh, that's tight. I got to learn Reddit. Somebody told me yesterday. They said you're on Reddit. I said, what's that? Like,
It's a whole nother social media. Yeah.
I've heard people say Reddit this and Reddit that. Yeah, you're on Reddit. I'm like, is that good or bad?
Oh, here we go. This was the first guy to do a super sticker for me. Idyllic Recollection. I hope you're in my Discord, man. Come say hi to me. I really appreciate he showed a lot of love earlier on. Anyway.
So I'll give a plug before we start ending. When I first started going live on my channel and doing hangouts like this, I have this signature hat, and everybody asked me, "Yo, 90, when is that going to be available?" So I'm working on it right now. I found the company with the same brand hat, and we're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it out there. That's just it's called the official 90 live stream hat. So everyone
man, you better
wanted it.
sell them bow ties though, dude.
Oh yeah, the whole costume together.
I want the bow tie too, man.
And the coat.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just like watch me release the hat, and nobody buys it. So after they wanted it so long, but and then I got the Patreon's going to be coming soon. The only thing I have left to do is like one more once over, and then to finally buy my Vimeo subscription. Start uploading some stuff there. Then I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start with stuff that was deleted from YouTube because I do have backups. And then the couple of the Limitless Genetics live streams everybody always asks me about since all that stuff went down. Like, yo, where'd the live streams go? I did keep those. They're there. So it's all coming soon. Gonna working on that stuff. And I have a website. If you didn't know, just stay updated on my website, 90secondmycology.com.
Awesome. Cool, man. I look forward to that. I look forward to hearing about the growing on mimosa root bark, man. That's kind of exciting, man. That makes me want to come hang out with you soon. That would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. All right, Philly, what's up with you? I know you're working on you got a Blue Ape Revert grow along going on right now. What else you got going on?
Yes, the Blue Revert grow along is still happening at the moment. We just kind of crossed into grain colonization at the moment, so we're just kind of waiting on that to go before we get to spawning. But that is still going. I have collaborations coming up with some people in the community pretty soon, coming out with new merch. That's something that I've been in the works in for a while now. My wife was my artist, and she's kind of helping along to come up with some pretty dope, unique merch in the mycology field. That kind of like we're just trying to, kind of make something kind of stand out in our own art, and just kind of provide something that kind of people have been asking for a while, but have kind of haven't put too much time into it. But I feel like now is a good time to kind of get back into the artwork and kind of get that thing going.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Reworking my website as well. Just trying to right now, kind of on some, I don't know, shaky grounds with Shopify. Nothing as bad has happened, but I'm kind of suspecting Shopify can pull the plug on me at any moment. I've talked to some people, and that's happened in the past. So I'm just trying to build up something a little bit independent, and trying to build up, more information on there. I feel the trading card things has been kind of pretty popular, so I'm trying to center a kind of like I call it a Mycodex or database or something like that to try and gather up the information that I've collected along, my research with them, and provide that out for people to, see, and kind of, more information out there is obviously much better in progressing everything, and, it's something I've just been in the works with. So a lot of different projects going on, but it's been fun at the same time. And I just look forward to making more projects and making more stuff happen.
Dude, that's great. I just want to shout you out real quick. So when I did my giveaway, 12-day Christmas giveaway, and I reached out to PGT and said, hey, what should we do? It'd be great if we could do something special. Of course, I love your art. Him and his wife sat down and custom designed a one-of-a-kind shirt for the giveaway.
So you didn't give it to anybody? You just kept it?
And no shit, man, I gave it away. But then, of course, PGT is a classy dude, so he sent me one too.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, how the hell did you got it if you gave it away?
He sent it to me. Anyway,
whole scheme right there, brother.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do a giveaway.
What'd be great is if you gave me. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway, I've had a few people ask about it. We haven't put it up for sale or anything like that, but maybe if people are looking for it, I think him and I can probably figure out how to make it available for people if they want it. It's real cool. It's got my first 10 guests on it, and well, as you can tell, that's me right there. That dude. Look, spitting image, right? Yeah.
I'm trying to pay attention to details into that, like the shirt that you were wearing at the same time.
Yeah, you got the Hawaiian shirt. Yeah, this is actually
the microphone's the same one you're using.
Yeah, you pay attention. It's very cool. Anyway, it was a very touching gift. I really appreciate it. All right, I guess all we got to do is keep making content, guys.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to us. We've been here for 3 hours now. I know we got keys in last minute, but yeah, man, it's always great to sit down like this live with people.
It is fun.
And just I love interacting with the chat. I know I've been crazy on it tonight, but it's fun to go live with the fans and everyone else.
It is fun.
Thanks everybody for welcoming me into the community.
Shitload of comments.
Oh yeah, dude! I'm telling you, when this one started, it was jumping off. I was just like in it. And then I happened to glance up at my comments. I hadn't looked at them, and it was like at 390 or something like that. And I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't even keep up with this. Anyway, so it's good. It was a good night. We'll definitely do more of these roundtables. Definitely thanks to Rookie Mycologist for jumping in last second. Appreciate FunGuyFruits. I'm telling you, one of my very important first YouTubers for sure. Of course, PGT 92nd. Yeah, we got some We got some subs up in here right now. Lot of people watching a lot of content. It always gets me excited to see how big these channels get, because when I see, oh shoot, PGT got like 132,000 people. Look how fast Rookie's growing. It makes me feel like, I don't know, there's a point when I think I had like 2,000 subscribers or something like that on Instagram, and I told somebody that I thought, yeah, I probably have everybody. I probably have everybody in the Myco community. This is like a long time ago. And they're like, you think you got everybody with 3,000? They just laughed at me. They're like, well, what about this guy? He's got 15,000, and this guy. And then we'll go look at the subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right, man. I ain't got nobody. I'm only at freaking 4,000.
It just goes to show people need it. They're looking for it.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, Keys, I think, hold on, I just saw this. Nate H said, bass drop Keys to drop a few bars. Maybe you could play us out.
No.
No.
I'm not a damn... He said, keep me an ass. Hey, black guy, be a jukebox for me.
Yeah, no.
No, thank you.
No, but we I'll tell you what we can write out on. We can write out on the old theme song here. All right, guys. So next,
I really appreciate you guys. Like, for real, great time. And like I said, I will be on whenever. I don't know what day you want to have me on, but
we gotta get it in the books, but it's coming up.
Just let me know.
All right, guys. So next week we got Appalachian Ash and Sci Team United, and I believe one other person. That is tenuous, but hopefully is going to show up. And yeah, man, it's like booking podcasts. It's every week, it never ends. You got to keep the slots filled. That should be a good one. And then the following week, I got Mandy Quark, who was just on here, stopped by for a second down in Ecuador. She's going to be talking about what they're doing down in Ecuador, all the mushrooms they found, all that good stuff. Should be a good time. And then there will be 2 weeks after that where it's going to be pre-recorded podcasts, because I'm going to be not here for live. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that all works out.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I like that song. That's a good song. Yo, Myco, appreciate you, man.
All right, man.